Something like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks. Welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you're new to the channel, take a moment out to hit the like button, because you're going to have me, the Great Black Reset, right here to make sure that happens. Now, if you already been coming to the channel for a while, I know what you're thinking. It's already the best Roger Report Live you ever heard. But go ahead and take some time to hit the like button anyway, because you already know this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. You've seen other people do it. You've seen other people do it well. But what you haven't seen is someone that does it quite like the Great Black Reset. Now, I need everyone, yes, everyone, to take a moment out and share the content. There are so many people that need great content like this to make the world a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? To make the world a better place? Of course we do. So share it with your social media, share it to somebody's phone, but do what you got to do to spread the word. All right, folks, we are here with the hostile takeover of the Roger Report Live. You have me, the Great Black Reset, and my co-host, Bronk. And what we're going to be sharing with you today is the true cost of divorce. Yes, that's what we're going to be discussing today, the true cost of divorce. Now, we're going to go over a few topics. One is going to be the separation of fathers from the kids. 2, we're going to have the loss of financial assets. 3, the possible civil and criminal implications. 4, Black women destroying Black men while claiming their desire for them. And 5, thieves of the community. All right, Bronk, how you doing today, my man?
Good, I'm good, man. But before we get into all that, of course, we got to make our rounds. So, shout out to the Highlander of the day. This is a very familiar face here when it comes to Highlander. He's beat me at it a couple of times. Shout out to Trell Bentley. Coming again to capture the Highlander of the day. Hashtag long live the habitual line steppers. Hashtag niggas in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. Hashtag Hail Hydra. Shout out to the early guys in the chat. We got the righteous teacher. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to Inspirational Truth coming in at the round table. Shout out to user Op1. My main man, Floyd Thompson. Yeah. We got our boy Boot Camp in the building. And of course, we got the pit master himself, Chef Mike, y'all. We got Chef Mike, and the pit crew. We got Afro Merchant in the building, y'all. Afro Merchant. Welcome to the cool table. And salute to the chat. And I'm going to hand it back over to Reset here as we get into this great topic, y'all. Great topic. We spent a lot of time on this topic, man. So we come with a lot of information and a lot of data for y'all today. A lot of information and a lot of data. So if you get up on this channel today, you better be well researched. Because we got some information and some data, and it's all sourced for you. So.
Yes, sir. And I see you down there, Chef Mike. That's right. You got the great Black Reset to make this a great channel today. So, going into our first topic, we have single fathers, separation of fathers from their kids, a single motherhood epidemic. So, black children raised by single parents are 3 times more likely to be poor compared to black children raised by their own married parents. Black boys are almost half as likely to end up in incarceration, 14% for intact and 23% for single parent homes, and twice as likely to go on and graduate from college, 21% for intact, 12% for single parent homes. If they are raised in a home with their 2 parents compared to other boys raised by just 1 parent, the parallel patterns obtained for girls are equally as striking. We also find that black children from stable 2-parent homes do better than white children from single-parent homes. Yes, they do better than white children from single-parent homes. So all you got to do is stay married. When it comes to their risk of poverty or prison and their odds for graduation from college, man, all you got to do is stay married. Young white men from single parent families, for instance, are more likely to end up in prison than young black men from intact 2-parent households.
Hold on.
What you want to say about that, bro?
Hold on, bro. So let me ask you a question. So you mean to tell me that black boys from 2-parent homes are less likely to end up in prison than white men from single-parent homes?
Absolutely. That's what we're saying.
I know if I heard you right when you said that. I'm just interjecting to figure that out, man. That's wild, though. That's wild. So you mean to tell me that a black boy whose parents just stay married has a less chance of ending up in prison than a white kid whose parents didn't?
Man, we can start outpacing the white community right now. All we got to do is cooperate. But hey, we're going to come back to that point. We ain't going to belabor it too long. We got some more information for you. So we're going to get right back to it. When he was Assistant Secretary of Labor and Director of Office of Public Planning and Research, Monahan authorized the study of the Negro family. Now, I know y'all have heard of the Monahan report, and yes, we're gonna talk a little bit about that. It was a case for social action. They were actually researching things and seeing where the dysfunction in the black family came from. This is what this report really was all about. So, a case for social action, which continued and further illuminated Frazier's and Du Bois' ideas about the black family. Seymour Packer and Robert Kleiner studied 389 black mothers. Yes, 389 black mothers raising school-aged children in families where the husband and the husband or husband substitute was present, and compared them with 115 black mothers who were unmarried, divorced, or separated raising school-aged children. They concluded that mothers in broken homes situations were apparently more maladjusted and experienced greater frustration than mothers in intact homes. The study was claimed to be part of the impressive body of evidence indicating that rather seriously, personality distortions resulted from the female dominance so prevalent in the Negro subculture. Now, basically, what this is saying is And we've known for ages now exactly the result of single mother households, but we still choose to go down this path anyway. The analysis indicated that overall perceived closeness to father figures re- reduce dating violence, victimization among black youth. When separated by gender, our hypothesis for male respondents was supported, indicating that perceived closeness with their father figures resulted in a reduction in dating violence. However, the same hypothesis was not supported for female respondents. On the other hand, perceived closeness to father figures resulted in lower sexual risk behavior for girls.
Hold
So
on,
if you
hold on for a second. Hold on for a second.
okay, okay, what you got? What you got?
So you just told me essentially that black boys and girls who have more perceived closeness to their father. I guess that's it's a little bit hard to measure, so I'm guessing that's why they use perceived closeness.
Hmm.
But those who are perceived to be closer to their fathers, black boys and girls, have a lower rate of domestic violence in relationships, and for the girls, they have a lower risk for sexual risky behavior.
Absolutely, absolutely. The closeness of the father to the girls is super important. What it does is it allows the father to dote on the girls. It allows the girls to have that closeness with the man, that physical contact with the man without any sexual innuendos. So they get a chance to grow properly. They get the chance to be nurtured properly by their mother, loved properly by their father, and it instills discipline in the child so that their behaviors are better not only in childhood but as adults.
Mm.
This is very, very important to the rearing of our black child. So instead of bastardizing our child, all we need to do is stay together to have a better community. Anything else on this particular topic, bro?
No, that's just eye opening, man. I got a lot to say, but I'm gonna let you finish your monologue before I start interjecting here. So.
Hey man, nah man, this is a dialogue. You interject anytime, man. You got privilege today. Yes, that's right. Bronx today has privilege.
Since I got privilege, man, hot sauce ain't coming up here today, man.
Oh man, we throwing chairs already. We throwing chairs already. Man, that's wrong. So
But
moving on to top.
I'm gonna speak on
Go
that.
ahead.
I'm gonna speak on
Go
that
ahead.
because oftentimes you hear represented in the black community that mothers are just better parents. All right.
Hmm.
Oftentimes you hear that in the community that mothers are better parents than black fathers. However, I don't know who your source is, man. So if you mind sharing your source, let me know. But the data that you're telling us right now is saying the exact opposite of what a lot of women are telling the black community.
Absolutely. This is directly from Science Direct. We have this stuff from the Institute for Family Studies, the Science Direct so far, and the Wisconsin Women's Law Journal. So even women are writing and confirming what we're talking about today.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So what
So,
else about the true cost of divorce, man? What else we need to look at here?
well, the second topic is loss of financial assets. Now, first thing we're going to cover is alimony. According to the Census Bureau, only about 8% of black women currently receive alimony post divorce.
All right, so we don't
So
need to talk about that because
we
that ain't
really don't,
get.
yeah, that ain't our thing.
Yeah,
That ain't our thing.
that's not a
Yeah,
cost
it's
of divorce then.
right. So that's not a real cost for us. It's only the super wealthy of us that are really going through that,
Yeah, yeah,
athletes and
yeah.
things like that. They may go through that, but us regular folk, nah, not so much. Now, child support. This is a big thing for the black community.
Mm.
You know, our women love their child support, but we're going to talk about it today. Now, roughly 15% of black fathers in large U.S. cities have been incarcerated at some point for non payment. Now, how can you get paid if you keep sending a man to jail? Compared to 5% of fathers overall. The criminalization of poverty often removes fathers from their children's lives. So basically, what we're saying here is you're making the man choose between do I go to work and pay child support so I don't go to jail, versus spending time with the child. See, ladies, you can't have it both ways. You
Man,
got to choose one or the other.
man, you know what's interesting about that is you said 15% of fathers or 15% of black fathers in the U.S. have been incarcerated for non-payment at some point, compared to 5% of fathers overall. So
Man,
black fathers are being incarcerated at 3 times the rate of all fathers for child
man,
support.
that's right. Our
Mm,
ladies, they not just doubling down, they tripling down on the brothers out here.
mm,
And
mm.
then they complain about you not having no job. Come on, ladies. What you doing? But we're gonna go forward. Some studies have found that black fathers may face child support orders that are significantly higher relative to their income compared to white fathers. So this is also institutional violence against us in a financial way.
Yeah.
So compared to some of your coworkers that are on child support, the white guys, just talk to them and say, hey man, I'm paying this, that, and the child support, man. Are you on child support? And man, let me see what you're paying. They'll share it with you. I've done it before, and I found out I was paying double. So, but anyway, despite the challenges that fathers face with unemployment and low wages, they remain court ordered to pay an average of $281 in child support per month per child. Nearly half of the fathers have not been able to pay any of the child support they owed in recent months. And overall, what fathers were able to pay amounted to only about 38% of what was owed. So you're going into debt slavery, but we're going to talk about that too.
Mm.
In general, the fathers did not have access to assets that could be turned into cash to pay for child support. Um, two reports, two reported savings of less than $160, and four said they owned a vehicle, all worth less than $1,500. It should be noted that one father was homeless, living in his truck. These fathers have racked up substantial child support debt, also called arrears, among the participants who reported knowing the amounts of arrears they owed. The average was about $15,000. Could you imagine that?
Man.
$15,000, and you struggling and living in your truck, man. That's crazy.
And
With
paying that
most
divorce attorney $300 an hour.
Man, come on, brother. Man, the real. This is the real cost. With most ranging from 5,000 to 18,000. One father in the group owed 40,000. That is crazy. That's a down payment on a
Man.
house. You are stealing from the future of your children when you're doing this. But we don't even know if they really care. But we're gonna find out today.
Mm.
As a consequence of child support enforcement actions, 82% of fathers reported having their driver's license suspended. 82% of men on child support have had their driver's license suspended.
Man, the man can't even DoorDash.
That's crazy. Typically for 2 years, and, and so this usually goes on for at least 2 years. 45% reported being held in contempt of court, that is being incarcerated, which can result in being incarcerated. So 45% are going to jail. 82% having their license suspended. What say you about this, bro? This really hits home for me.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna say this on this topic because it's a very sensitive topic, right? And everybody, a lot of black fathers have experienced this very thing we're talking about here right now. So I want to spend some time on this because I don't want us to really blow past this. Roughly 15% of black fathers in the U.S. are incarcerated at some point for non-payment concerning child support, compared to 5% of all men in the United States of America. So, again, black men are incarcerated at 3 times the rate of all men when it comes to child support payments.
Man, that's crazy, bro. That's
Now,
crazy.
now, now. How can fathers be fathers when they're in jail?
Mm. I don't think they heard you, bro. I think you should ask that one more time.
How can fathers be fathers when they're in jail? Now, I'm going to get to this super chat really fast, and I'm going to continue to go down that road because that's something that we need to talk about. Shout out to Troll Bentley. for the $5.57 super chat. Shout out to you for the Trail Bentley tax. Humble brag. Wife passed away 10 years ago. Sorry to hear that, brother. Sorry to hear that. My son graduates as valedictorian from high school in 1 week.
Shout out to Trail. Man.
After the first month, put that back up. So, here you go. After the first month, if I didn't do it, it wasn't done. Hey, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. And that right there literally proves something that Reset said early on that was in the data, which is that Black children fare better with their fathers. They fare better with their fathers in the home. This is a man who lost his wife a decade ago. I mean, that's right on time, man. That's right on time. Because this is a man who lost his wife a decade ago.
And he finished the mission.
But he stayed present. He made sure that child got up for school every day and stayed on that child's head to make sure that they was passing. This is a young Black boy graduating valedictorian. Valedictorian, man. Number one
That's
in his
awesome.
class.
This is what fathers do. This is why fathers are
Black
important.
father was there.
This is why fathers are important.
His Black father got the job done, man. That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
And I know his mother smiling from heaven right now.
Shout out to Trail Bentley for finishing the mission. So listen, we're gonna get a chance to come back to these topics when we bring up guests, but we got a few more topics we got to cover. We're gonna try to get through these quickly. So, topic number 3: possible civil and criminal implications. So we're gonna deal with first our favorite, or shall I say, the women's favorite, the order of protection.
You want me
Fellas, this is the setup. Man, you can take it. Go ahead and take it, brother.
All right. So, possible civil and criminal implications when we're talking about the true cost of divorce. I've never heard this term, but I know what it is. I know what it's adhering to. But I'm going to drop a new term to y'all. Because apparently in the attorney space, this is the terminology they use to describe a particular type of divorce. And that divorce that I'm talking about is one that also comes with an order of protection. Okay? They call it a silver bullet divorce. It's a term for it. A silver bullet divorce. And it's when emergency petitions for orders of protection are heard ex parte. So that's a term, essentially, in legal speak in the civil courts that they use to describe the process by which they order these things. But emergency petitions for orders of protection are almost essentially included in American divorces these days. Because as soon as the person gets to the divorce attorney is going to sit down with the client, and that's their client. And then they're going to ask their client questions. And being as sleazy as a lot of divorce attorneys are, part of those questions are going to be, during the marriage, was this person abusive to you? Well, abuse is kind of subjective. Let's be real. Oftentimes when people throw out the word abuse, they just expect to see a woman battered, abused, bruised, bloodied, held hostage, gun put to her head, drug all across the house. However, in modern times, abuse is something way less than that. You can actually have an order of protection put against you today for what they deem to be mental or emotional abuse.
Man, diabolical, bro. That's diabolical.
Mental or emotional abuse. So now you open the doors to subjectivity when you allow for women to make the claim that they've been mentally or emotionally abused. So when they sit down with these attorneys, the attorneys that want to push a silver bullet divorce will ask them those particular questions. Was this man abusive? And of course, the woman is not your best friend at that point. So she's going to tell the attorney whatever she needs to tell the attorney for things to work out more in her favor. The attorney will go through text messages, the videos where she recorded y'all in the middle of a fight.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go through any emails you sent, and they'll paint a narrative because that's all they need to do to get an order of protection issued against you. Now, a lot of men are not really familiar with the process of these orders of protection. So a lot of men go into these things, they're already done with the woman because they realize the relationship is toxic. They realize the woman don't listen, don't cooperate. And so they just essentially done with the woman. Right? And so they might go into these order of protection situations thinking, oh, well, this just means that we don't need to be around each other. You stay over there and I stay over here. And all is well. Well, no. Because when you get an order of protection issued against you, it is rules for thee, but not for me.
Not for me. Man.
So while you're paying an attorney between $2,500 to $10,000 to represent you in your upcoming domestic violence case, she gets to still come around you. If you show up at the same concert, guess who has to leave? You do. If you just happen to be having dinner at the same restaurant, guess who has to get up and leave? You do. If your family throws an event and she decides that she wants to show up to your family's event, guess who has to leave? You do. And so we're attaching a lot of these orders of protection to divorce today. It's almost like an upsell in divorce. Oh, you want an order of protection? Here you go. We can add that to the package as well. So what do these orders of protection successfully do? Well, they do the very thing that's destroying the black family. They remove the father from the home. So not only are you in the middle of a divorce, but you can't legally sleep in your own home that you pay utilities, a mortgage or rent. You pay the internet bill. You pay everything at this home, but you can no longer stay because your ex was able to successfully get an order of protection against you.
Wait a minute. Let me ask you a question real quick. So are you suggesting that these lawyers, as soon as they come through the doors, going to say, hey, I got the silver bullet package for you?
Yes.
They're going to sign up for this. They're going to go and file an order of protection. And you're going to have to remove yourself from your children, from your home. You got to go and find your own place to stay. You got to go and pay your own bills. But you still got to support them at the same time?
Yep.
And man, this can't be true. This can't be true.
True cost of divorce. The true cost of divorce. Now, here is the silver lining for these silver bullet divorces. According to the Center for Prosecutor Integrity and also the Center for Disease Control, check this out. Black men are more likely to be victims of abuse than black women.
Wow.
But black men are 4 times more likely than black women to be arrested for domestic violence, man.
Something ain't right. The numbers ain't adding up.
So black men are being abused more, but are being arrested more for abuse.
This is crazy. This is crazy. So let me ask you a quick question. Do you think black women are aware of these facts?
No. I think that they are. I think that they are personally aware of it. They know themselves, right? So they
Right.
know they're full of BS. They know they're full of BS, but they don't
Hmm.
understand how broad it is. I don't believe. I don't think they think as many black women are just like them. Even though these black women are their friends and they can see it, but they still operate under the delusion that most black women are not like that. And it's just them. If that makes sense. So they know it's true about themselves if they actually want to self-reflect
Right.
and just look at
Yeah,
themselves. But they don't think it's as true on a larger scale.
gotcha.
They think
Now
they
look,
perception.
look. You know what? We ain't gonna belabor the point. That's another talking point for us to get into once we get the guest up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to the next topic because I can tell that one right there gonna have us on fire. But
I do want to make this point though.
go ahead.
Each year, about 27,000 black men compared to only about 6,300 black women are arrested for domestic violence. And
Mm,
black men are experiencing domestic violence at higher rates than black women.
hmm. We're gonna talk about why that is. And,
Now, now,
and let-
now,
mhm.
governors and state lawmakers, attorney generals, and local prosecutors, they're starting to speak out about this issue right here. Um, there was a U.S. Senate bill or a federal act. It was the Violence Against Women Act that they're now starting to revisit, and they're criticizing it for biased domestic violence policies that are lacking scientific basis. And then they have also identified it as a major cause of over incarceration of black men. And this is according to the Center of Prosecutor Integrity or Center for Prosecutor Integrity. So
Mm.
I put that out there to say that people are noticing this discrepancy as we speak, and they're actively trying to do something about it. So shout out to those people who are actually trying to bring justice to this area.
Cool, no problem. All right, so we're gonna go on to number 4. We only got two more topics. Black women destroy black men while claiming to desire them. Now, this is a good one. Men become debt slaves while seeking a new wife. Over 115 billion dollars is currently owed to the government in back child support and associate fees, mostly by poor black fathers. Now, let me explain to you what's happening there. You get on back child support. All of that money does not go to the mother because they charge interest on that money as long as you are in debt. So the longer you're in debt, the more money goes to the government for this. This is why they're pushing this. The fees are court fees, interest, and any other. If the mother goes and signs up for any kind of assistance or government program, they're going to attach that to your child support. So this is a racket that's being run by the
Mm.
federal government. Moving on to point number 2, disadvantaged fathers with arrears fare far worse physically, psychologically, economically than those with no arrears. Findings from our study Findings from our study add to growing research documenting harmful consequences of child support debt and point to an important avenue through which ostensibly race neutral families policies um, may disadvantage low income men of color. So what's happening here? This is being utilized as a weapon. Now, this is something the women are
Mm.
very well aware of, and what they do is they seek to control you and destroy your life financially, um, while claiming you're the deadbeat father. So this is the deadbeat father argument here. But this, what we're doing today, is uncovering what's really happening and what the goal really is. Women love to be victims. They love to be seen. It's about their image. They want to be seen as I was a victim. So if there's any shortcomings with that child, they blame it on the absent father. But
Mm.
what's not being talked about is the challenges of the absent father.
You have to
Now,
father, because he's
yeah,
fighting an uphill battle. He's fighting an
absolutely.
uphill battle. So from what everything we just talked about, man, so we know that particularly in divorce, the black man is going to be kicked out of the home through an order of protection. So immediately he has no place to stay. He has to either go back home with his parents if they're still alive, or maybe a brother or a sister who has a space for them, or a friend who has a space for them, or he doesn't have anywhere to go. So right then and there, he has additional expenses because if you don't have a house or you don't have a kitchen, right, you're going to be paying for food out there wherever you are. Right. Then you also have to try to pay for some type of shelter for yourself unless you want to sleep on a park bench. So not only are you trying to keep up on the bills at your home, but you also have to now bring on extra expenses to shelter yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You can't go to
100%.
your home. So now, on top of that, you're in the middle of a divorce. So unless you want to go in there and get essentially railroaded by the family court system, well, you got to get an attorney to give yourself a chance. So you have all of these additional expenses. Now, tons of Americans right now living paycheck to paycheck. So take that into consideration. Now, you potentially have a black man who is struggling to scrape by as it is. And now you include all of these additional expenses into his life.
Now, here's a good question. Some will wonder, what are the women doing while all of this is going on with the men? Are the men claiming just to be victims? No. You know what they're doing? They're having divorce parties. They're going on trips. They're taking pictures with the money that you're spending to support them. They're advertising to other women, this is the way to go. This is how we can destroy men while living our best lives. They're advertising to the next generation, which is their children, that this is what you're supposed to do when it comes to men. This is what they're doing. They're destroying not only themselves, they're destroying the next generation, and they're advertising to other women, this is your best life. Your best life is to destroy the men of your community and live off of them and have a good time.
Yeah, they having hot girl summers while you stuck with the blues,
man. Man, come on, bro. But the implications are far-reaching. They're far-reaching. They're far more reaching than what they can see. What they plan on is what they can see right in front of their nose, but they don't plan for tomorrow. And then when the consequences of this stuff catches up to them later on, when they find themselves in debt, when they find themselves at odds with their children, when their children are teenagers, when their children start finding out the true nature of their father and what happened, oh, and now it's a woe is me. But hey, that's it. But get into our final topic, the thieves of the community. This is where we all pay for this mess. Each and every one of us, men and women, we all start paying for this mess at this point. So you got your tax dollars and child support orders that fund the lifestyle of these women. So you have, one, the benefit type descriptions, percentage of single mothers receiving. So this is what you got, your benefit types. Free and reduced lunch for children, 85%. That comes out of your tax dollars because of what's happening.
So are you saying 85% of single mothers are receiving this?
Yes, 85% of single mothers, their children are receiving free and reduced lunch. That free and reduced lunch is not really free. It's paid for by the tax dollars. If you stayed married, you don't need that. The child tax credit, 77% of single mother households are receiving the child tax credit. You know they look forward to a good income tax return.
They love income tax.
A lot of them are not even working, but they're gonna go out and buy some new furniture and a new car.
Let me state something as well.
Go ahead.
In a lot of states, if you are the payer of child support, you don't hold the right to claim your own children as dependents, even if you have joint custody.
That's right.
Even if you have joint custody, even if they are with you at least half of the time, you do not hold the right, if you are the payer of child support, to claim them as dependents on your tax returns, even if they live with you half of the time. Man,
this is a racket. Then you got the earned income tax credit, which we just talked about. They got to get that tax return at the end of the year. They're looking forward to getting $3,000 per child. You know, they got that money spent in their heads before it get in their hand. Yep. You know what kind of car they're gonna buy, what kind of furniture they're gonna put in their house, in that new apartment.
Yep.
year after year after year after year. This money never helps in the rearing of the child. This money never helps in the closing the gap between the father and the children. Then you got Medicaid. 40% of these mothers are on Medicaid. Man, this is crazy. Then you got your SNAP benefits and food stamps. 38% of them are on SNAP benefits and food stamps. We're paying for that. The productive black men, the productive black women of the society are paying for these people. Then you got public housing. 17% of them are on public housing. Then you got WIC. 14% of them are on WIC. Now, let me ask you a question. What does WIC stand for?
Women, infants, and children.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Tell me that one more time.
Women, infants, and children.
So even if you're a single father, they ain't even looking to give you this benefit. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is a recipe for disaster. Is what this is. This is this is the cancer, the true cancer of the black community. And then last but not least, a 2021 study of the Magnolia Mothers Trust, a guaranteed income program for black mothers, showed that participating families often had, on average, roughly $12,000 in annual income. So most of these women are living below the poverty line. And in that study, they receive $1,000 monthly, effectively doubling their income. They take you through all of this just to live on an income of around $24,000.
But you know what's crazy to me about that statistic is this. They were able to essentially just double their income for no other reason than being a single black man.
Absolutely.
And they didn't have to do any work for that other half of their income. Now that's unheard of, especially as we sifted through all this data. Nowhere have I heard a black man receiving any type of those benefits. And yet he's stuck with a bigger bill at the end of the day. He needs more help. He needs more people looking out for him. He's the one faced with the order of protection. He's the one that's homeless. He's the one that's got to now find extra money all of a sudden to pay for the extra expenses that accumulated for him throughout the divorce.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, while me and Brunk continue to discuss this, you guys can start going ahead coming up as guests if you want to discuss this topic. But, I can understand, you like hearing the beautiful voice of Brunk and the Great Black Reset. But we definitely would like to hear from you brothers if you want to come up. Well, go ahead, Brunk.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna do this because we pretty much went over everything as far as the data and everything goes. So I'm going to essentially just wrap up the monologue, so to speak, or the dialogue, so to speak, so that we can allow other guys to come up. So this is what I make of all of this. Okay, just from start to finish. Discussing the true cost of divorce. Mm-hmm. We've handled it from the angle of the fact that it separates fathers from their kids, which I believe is the biggest. And that's not what I believe. The data supports what I believe. That is the biggest detriment to the black family is the removal of the black father. First trooper chat of the day was literally Terrell Bentley talking about how he just got his son graduating valedictorian. You remove that man. You remove that man from that boy's life. What does his life look like? And the data,
that can't be understated. Go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
The data strongly supports that if you remove a father like that from a child's life, they have much different outcomes. Much different outcomes. So we have the single mother epidemic that we talked about. Black children raised by single parents are 3 times more likely to be poor compared to black children raised by their own married parents. And that's according to the Institute for Family Studies. There are people and organizations that actually go out there to research and find answers to these problems that are plaguing society. They spend the time and the effort and the resources to get the actual empirical data to help us essentially to be able to solve these complex issues in society.
Absolutely.
And so I would rather listen to the people who are actually on the ground doing the research, taking down the data, doing the surveys, and then reporting it to peer review. I'd rather look at their data than what some random woman is telling me about how she feels. Because how you feel and what the actual reality is are two completely different things.
Couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it better.
So what the data is telling us is that when we come to this single mother epidemic, that again, Black children raised by single parents are 3 times more likely to be poor.
Right.
Black boys are almost half as likely to end up in prison when they come from an intact family. That is, the mother's there, the father's there, and they have a 14% incarceration rate compared to a 23% incarceration rate for single parent homes.
Okay, hold on right there. We got a super chat. So we want to acknowledge the money. So we got from Jerome Payne, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, brother. Divorce also damages your professional reputation as well as your financial standing. Also, the stress and mental aspect. Absolutely, 100%, brother. That's right along the lines of what we are talking about today, brother. Man, these things are far-reaching. But we don't. Well, you know what? We ain't gonna hog the mic too much. We got two brothers that have come up, so we're gonna get in first. Biblical proportions. What do you got for us today, brother?
Well, happy Friday, gentlemen.
Man, happy Friday to you.
Well, so where is our patriarchy again? I thought we were living in a patriarchy. Where is it? Because I don't see it so far. Because all I heard was these 304s get all the advantages and we get to put the bill, so to speak, right?
Man,
How does patriarchy help me again as an average man? With that being said, I think certain incidents should be happening more often, knowing what we know about how divorce procedures work in America, if you see what I mean. Remind me again, what are the benefits of marriage for men again? I mean, I'm asking good questions. So far, I don't see the downside. I don't really see the upside because if all you're getting from the marriage is just a piece of coochie and some piece of chicken, I think you're selling yourself short because when Ish hits
It's a
the fan and
one-way
she decides to,
contract.
hold on, Al. Hold on, Al. Let him get his 2 minutes.
if if or when Ish hits the fan, that's all you got to deal with. Are we really sure that marrying these 304s is worth it?
Very good
Thank you.
question. Man, thank you for that, man. You asked a very good question, and I'm sure we definitely gonna touch on that to answer your question. And next up, we got AL. What you got for us, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. What you got?
Good morning. I have a question. Are any of y'all in the great state of Texas?
No,
Hello.
No.
I'm in
Are
Missouri.
any of you gentlemen in the great state of Texas? Okay.
No.
Well, Texas law has child support, and they also have a thing where the governor enacted it about 9 years ago. Well, more than 9 years ago, about 19 years ago. Both parents who put on child support, but they came to the conclusion neither one of them wanted to be put on child support. They amicably agreed. Not to be put on child support, but the state said you have to have insurance on your child. Now, if neither party can pay for insurance, the state in turn tries to put the father on child support, but it's not child support. You have to pay medical insurance on your kid. So in my case, me and my ex-wife, we divorced. I let her know pre-trial before, unbeknownst to people. I'm not saying it's right, but this is how I handle my business. I let her know. You do know I'm a Second Amendment gun owner, and I take care of my child. You know I take care of my child. But if you decide to put in this decree that you want child support, I'm going to extinguish your life. And I mean it on God. She got the hit. She didn't put me on child support. I didn't put her on child support. But because between the years and with the economy, either I was on an insurance plan for my child or I wasn't, and vice versa. We kept having this issue. But if you don't maintain current insurance for at least 90 days on your child, the state will come in and regulate that both parties are going to have to pay. I'm not on child support, but I have a good and actually the job even better because
You saw the
Yes, sir.
You're starting to borg a we can't hear you very clearly. You're borging. We can't hear you very well. But I think we got the okay.
Can you hear me?
Well,
No.
we go.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. That's better.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
I'm gonna finish this statement. Let me get it out because it's pertinent.
Go ahead.
It's pertinent to what we're all talking about. Okay.
Go ahead, brother.
Because either or of us was in and out and not being able to pay for this insurance. It's a racket though that he set up, and it's a total racket. He wants you to have insurance on your child, either privately or the state will come in and say, we're going to put it on you.
Al?
Hello.
I believe he went out.
Hello.
Yeah.
You back?
Yeah, you went.
You're
back. Go ahead.
I can hear you. I can hear y'all. Okay. The number in the rears are so astronomical. I'm literally telling y'all, the number is in the high six figures. So, and I'm not gonna pay it. And I told my wife, look, don't pay it and go to collection. They can't suspend our licenses and they can't incarcerate us. This is not child support. This is an extortion game that they're doing. Now, meanwhile, throughout the years, we've tried to keep insurance on our child. Child is literally finna turn 21 June the 5th. And when that day comes, I'm going to literally try to file a counter lawsuit against the state of Texas because they have literally tried to hold me in financial debt. Hold me that's in this predicament in financial to the point where you're in sport. You can't even establish good credit behind it. Everything I do is cash money. For the last 15 questions, I've been running my business off of cash money.
All right.
I cannot
establish
you gotta
wrap
this
it up.
goddamn credit
You got to wrap it up. You got to wrap it up, brother. You're going over your time.
Yeah,
You got to wrap
I'm
it up.
done.
All right, all right. So we have a super chat. I think this is Elder Blood at Void Sun Star. The difference between global white men versus the black men is only black men love, placate, deify, finance, subsidize, prioritize, and protect their worst enemies. Evil BS. Man, look at here. That's a statement. That's a statement. Brother, if that ain't a statement, man, I think he encapsulated it all. And I want to say to all my hoes demonetized, one of the greatest chats ever on the Roger Report Live at the Great Black Reset. Care for President 2028. I second that statement, sir. I second that statement, sir. What?
Hey, I do want to say something. I do want to say something real fast.
Go ahead, brother.
Al made a statement, and while I do support and want black men to just really be able to have a space to vent and share their feelings, he said something that I don't agree with. Okay, we don't support any type of violence against women. All right, so threats to end any person's life because of whatever circumstances that popped up in your life, that's not supported here. You know, we as black men believe, yeah, it is very messed up, some of the things that this society does to us, particularly black women, the things that they do to us as we're just trying to live and be supportive of our children. We understand that, but in the midst of all of that, we never encourage using violence as a tool to correct an issue, because that just makes it worse, right? If a black man snaps, has an emotional meltdown, and takes the life of another human being, well, now that father cannot be there for that child. And so now the child lost both parents.
Correct.
Right? And so, Al, I do want to just, you know, I understand the anger, man. I really do. I understand how you feel, and you have a right to feel that way. But I just can't support the threats against somebody's life, man.
Well, and then mainly we want to protect the channel here at the Roger Report Live. You know, we cannot support that type of statement. But brother, my empathy goes out to you, brother. I definitely understand where you're coming from. But you know, getting back to the major topics of the show, these are the weapons. These are the major weapons, the main weapons that are being used against us as black men by the women in our community. They are bastardizing our children purposely. They're choosing the ones that are choosing to get married. It seems like it's a racket to further bring about our downfall. Man, this is nothing but white supremacy, in my opinion. What say you, brother?
Well, man, I say this, bro. Women are choosing to have babies out of wedlock today. Because black women particularly, black women are choosing to have babies out of wedlock today because they see the financial benefit in it. They see that if they have the child out of wedlock, that they don't even have to listen to the authority of the man. They don't have to follow his leadership. They don't have to essentially be monogamous, right? They can just go out there, spread their legs for whoever they want to spread their legs for, right? And they can get paid by the state through the taxpayer, and they can get paid by the father through child support to support their lifestyle. All right? You shared the data earlier. 85% of single mothers, their children receive free or reduced lunch. 85%. All right? 77% receive the child tax credit, 50% receive the earned income tax credit, 40% are on Medicaid. 40% of single mothers, single black mothers, are on Medicaid. Actually, this is representative of all women. However, we all know that black women mostly receive those benefits. So 40% of women are on Medicaid. 38% are on food stamps. So you're talking about the food in their refrigerator is being paid for by the American taxpayer. That includes you, black man.
Mm-hmm.
Their health care expenses for her and the children, because she's on Medicaid, the children are too. That's being paid for by the American taxpayer, which includes you, black man. Their school lunch, what they eat when they get to school, is being paid for by the American taxpayer, which includes you, black man. When they get those tax refunds, because they always get a refund, they don't never owe anything on their taxes. They don't make enough to owe. So when they get those $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 tax refund checks, that's being funded by the American taxpayer, which is you, black man. 17% of women are on public housing assistance, so the roof they sleep under.
Come on. We all pay child support, whether you got children or not.
You paying
That's
for
what
their
he's saying.
food. You paying for their food. You paying for their health care. You giving them a refund check. You double paying for their food. You double paying for their food because they separate WIC from SNAP. And WIC is milk, vegetables, and all of those, I guess, food pyramid items.
And I want to say this. We're all paying child support. See, this is not just about the victimization of black men. This is everybody. Everybody's paying for this because they're happy sitting at the bottom. Everybody's paying for this because they're satisfied being the worst of our community. They're satisfied being the worst of the environment. They're satisfied with destroying the future of what should be our children. They're satisfied.
Can I
Go
say
ahead,
something?
brother.
All right. You said something about marriage. They would rather not marry you so that they can live like this, so that you don't have any authority over them. I'm gonna ask you, what real authority that you have over them when you marry them? Because they can call the police on you and get you blue leashed. You won't do the same. So when you come from work and Ku Klux Keisha didn't cook anything for you, what are you gonna do about it, nigga?
Ku Klux Keisha.
Well,
What are you gonna do about it?
it's simple. So I put it like this. It's like being in the military, right? When you go to the military, you sign up for it. When you get married, you sign up for it. You follow the orders because you signed up to follow the order. You choose to follow the orders. But you know what happens every now and then? Somebody's at war and they go AWOL. What these women are doing, they're going AWOL.
Okay, I agree with you, but in the military, you get they got sanctions for you. You get sanctioned, right? Can you
hmm
sanction her when she's married to you? How you gonna sanction her? What
Well,
mechanism do you have to sanction her?
the only mechanism that we truly have is to remove financial support as swiftly as possible.
How are you gonna remove financial support for your wife?
You divorce her.
Oh, so essentially you're gonna become homeless.
Unfortunately, this is the reality. Unfortunately, this is the reality. What we're showing you is, brother, the enemies of the community are sleeping in the bed with you. They're claiming They're claiming that they're the victims. They're claiming that black men don't love them and don't care for them. They're claiming that we don't do the things that we need to do for them to help sustain them. But the truth of it is, we've done everything for them. We've done everything for them. We come out of slavery with them, and we have done what we needed to do. We went through Jim Crow with them, and we did what we needed to do. We went through the civil rights movement with them, and we did what we needed to do. And even up until modern day times where the economy is tough, black men, 64% of black men are in the middle class. We are doing what we need to do. They got to sign up for the army and choose to be supportive and choose to follow orders. See, even when you're in the army, you can't make the soldier follow orders. You can't stop the soldier from going AWOL. But what you got to do is recruit new soldiers. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me, man. It makes sense to me.
We have to look at the realism. What we are showing you, we are uncovering the lies. We are showing you the truth. But we have what we have done. If we collected information where you can get all the data points together and you can truly see it for what it is. This is not just costing us individually, it's costing all of us. Every single one of us is paying child support. Every single one of us is paying alimony. Every single one of us is paying for their benefits.
And it's really because we're offering women an escape from their duty. Men are upheld to their duty, right? Where do we run to? Where do we run to when we no longer want the
That's
responsibility of
a
our family?
cuss word to you.
Where do we run to? Where do men have to run to, especially black men? Where do black men have to run to escape our responsibility? Nowhere.
Nowhere. Nowhere.
Nowhere. Nowhere. But if you're a black woman, you can run to the or the family courts, put child support on the man. You can run to the government office, the food stamp office to fill up your refrigerator. You can run to the IRS for a tax return for kids that you are not financially supporting because that you have their father on child support. You can run to the church, which is going to give you charity because they take care of single mothers. That's part of their mission, right? So it really doesn't cost the black woman anything. It costs the black man and the black children and the black children.
Everything.
It costs the black children a college education. It costs the black children their freedom because they're more likely to be incarcerated without their father in the home. It costs black girls their chastity because they're more likely to participate in promiscuous activity when they don't have a father in the home. So there's a cost. There is a cost to strategically, systemically, and maliciously removing a black man from the home, or maliciously removing a black man from the home. There is a true societal cost. Unfortunately, it's being paid the most by the father of those children. But then it's trickling down to the rest of the American economy. So, Inspired Truth just popped up. Inspired Truth, go ahead with your 2-minute opening statement.
All right. I hope everybody's having a great day. We finally made it to Friday. All right. This is the
Hey
end
man,
of the
Funky
week.
Friday. Funky Friday, baby.
Yeah. And keeping it with some real talk, too. So I hope
That's
everybody's
right.
having a good day today out there in the chat. I hope everybody in the panel's having a good one as well. I think that I kind of want to circle in on this idea of subsidy. It seems like that is sort of what's at play here. And subsidizing isn't always necessarily a bad thing. You can have some good things come from it. We might subsidize new infrastructure and new systems and new processes and getting better technology in. Might subsidize kind of the infrastructure for electric vehicles and stuff like that. But at the same time, we have things that are like zombie subsidies, like subsidies that don't make sense anymore, subsidies that aren't actually productive and doing anything positive for us, things that are actually a net negative, things that just kind of take but don't really bring value back into the system as much. We have subsidies still for oil and basically the oil industry. Like they're good now. They can go ahead and do their own stuff and take care of their own technology. They don't really need U.S. taxpayers filling the gap for their subsidies. In another way, we also subsidize some of the stuff like Walmart because their workers end up needing government assistance. Like subsidizing and eroding, decaying structure is a net negative. I think that's some of what we have here in terms of some of the things like WIC sometimes. Like it's an excuse to get into a decay of society rather than progress society.
Man.
It's paying for people to do what they want to do without having to deal with the consequences of what they're doing. It's like like a false freedom, basically, that leads us into just more chaos and erosion. I'll land there for now.
Man, that's a great point. So let's talk about subsidies and how this is affecting us as a community. When these women go and get all these subsidies and they get all the cash value out of these subsidies, they get food stamps. What do? They go sell their food stamps,
Oh
right?
man.
50 cents on the dollar. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it today.
Man.
We're gonna talk about it today.
You ain't saying nothing slick to a can of grease.
Man.
Come on, bro. We're gonna talk about it today. They sell the food stamps for 50 cents on the dollar. So not only are your children not getting the nutritional value that they should have got out of that, she gonna take that money and go do what? Buy wigs, lashes, weaves, nails, and all these other beauty products, right? When she gets these government subsidies, when she gets the income tax credit, she gonna go buy a car, she gonna go buy furniture and all this kind of stuff. None of that money stays in the black community. None of that money stays with us.
None of that money's going back to her sons and daughters, man.
She is actively diminishing the black community as far as economy. It's just like somebody moving here from Mexico, working and sending all their money back to Mexico. That money doesn't stay with us. This is what they're doing. They're immigrants in our community.
And then you talk about bro. You talk about
so you're saying that they are looting the pocket of the black man,
yes,
to send the money to the elite of the white man.
Yes.
So they are
the
real tricks.
They are spies and thieves in our community that are serving white supremacy.
What can we be perfectly honest and frank? It's not our community; it's their community. They're doing what they want to in their own community. We need to understand and accept the fact we are a whole entire separate entity from them, even though we're footing their bill. Don't quit sugarcoating this and quit treating them like they should be put on a pedestal. They're leeches and they're vultures. Nothing more, nothing less.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. But as productive black men, we need to come to the understanding that we are the leaders of the new black community. And the wives and children that are under our protection are only in the black community. Everybody else is a traitor. Everybody else is an immigrant stealing from our community.
And you see how they look at immigrants, right? You see how they
look
at immigrants.
Talk about it, bro.
Having the same approach for immigrants in our community. Now I know that's controversial to say, and I know it might have some racist undertone to it. But maybe we need to exercise that level of thinking to protect ourselves against community vultures, against what we know to be enemies within our community. Why would we show them any sympathy or empathy, or why would we try to understand them in any shape, form, or fashion when their mission is to destroy us?
Come on. Now, having said that, let me interject, and I'm going to let you get back to it. Elder Blood has sent a super chat in. It said, if it hurts the black man, it must be added to the U.S. economic plan. 100%. 100%. 100%. And then we got another super chat from Kinseen. You better not tell Umar that. Come on, bro.
Well, you know what, man? You know what? As much pushback as Umar gets from the community, man, from what I've seen of the man, from what I've heard him talk about, I don't have any issues with a lot of what he's saying. I don't.
That my personal problem with Umar is he thinks the black woman is supposed to lead the community,
Yeah, well,
and there's no society where Themyscira prospered. There is no society where you have women running the community and it prospered.
yeah.
That has never happened.
Outside of his failure to bring up or outside of his failure to actually put that school together that he's been working on for his entire career, and then just some of the controversial he says in that regard, I appreciate his level of intellect when dealing with um, matters of the
So
American school system, particularly. That was
yes,
where I
I
learned.
agree with that.
That's where I personally learned about the structure of the IEP program and how it essentially uses black children for extra money for the school district. Now he educated me well on that, man. And I've actually experienced some of that in my own life with my own children. A lot of these white folks who try to come to you and be like, "Oh, your child is struggling in math or reading and whatnot," but they're selling that to you essentially. They're
Right,
selling the ideology that your child has a disability because for them they get funding from the state. I forget what title that's under for the funds, federal funds for schools.
Title
It'll
Nine,
title, no Title Nine is
Title
women's.
Nine, but it falls
well,
under. It's all encompassing. It's all encompassing, sir.
All right. So I'm not sure myself, so I'll just take that as the truth. But yes, Umar taught me about that entire program, and I was able to utilize that personally in my life to push back on a lot of that agenda for my own children. So I appreciate what he puts out there. Though I don't agree with everything he puts out there, there is not one man besides God himself that I agree with everything they say. You know what I
gotcha,
mean?
gotcha.
On
All right.
Whitland,
Well, we
and Whitland,
go ahead,
Whitland
quick,
is
and
a
I'm gonna get usual
derivative.
business in. Go ahead.
The the derivative of Whitland is LSD, and they don't even know it. They're putting their children on LSD.
Mm,
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say something about that real quick, and then I'm gonna get usual business in. Um, Not only are they getting funding, government funding for putting your children on all these different drugs, what they're also doing
Okay,
is creating
I'm
an
doing
inferior product that they don't have to compete with later on. But we gonna talk about that. But we're gonna get usual business in to give his 2 minute opening statement. Usual business. What you got for us, brother? AL, I
Uh,
need you to mute up.
Technically, I don't think I actually got an opening statement right now. I mean, I literally just got into the conversation. I heard about Umar, and I know of the man personally, but I don't feel it's good for me to give my opinion because I just came into the conversation. And like maybe
Look, we're not really talking about Umar. What we're talking about is the true cost of divorce in the black community and how it affects us.
oh, okay. If that's the conversation, then yeah, I got that. If you would say the true cause of divorce necessarily is the actual the irreparable damage that it does to not only the individuals in the relationship, but also the children and the family structures and the families that agreed upon this marriage. Because I don't look at marriage as just marriage. It is the union of two families. It's the unions of two different ideas or and bloodlines, all to achieve the same ends, right? Which is either success, growth, knowledge, or power. And when you have these divorces, you destroy that wealth, that knowledge, and that power uh, in some of the worst ways necessarily. And like I said, the building blocks to any community, family, or country or whatever is a family. And if you can't have you can't maintain a decent family, you can't maintain a decent community, and you cannot maintain a decent state without family. So
man.
it is literally the I won't call it the anti, but it is literally one of the most dangerous things to running a state, running a community, and also running a family.
Absolutely, 100%. Um, Families are the core, the lifeblood of the state. It's from families you get children, and from children you create communities, and that's where your tax dollars come from. But when you have these single mother homes, these single family homes, man, this is where your criminals are coming from. This is where your drug addicts are coming from. This is where the worst of our community is coming from. This is where the loud minority that often misrepresents us, this is where it comes from. This is how you get the garbage you see on television and in social media. This is where it comes from. It's a seed that's planted in our community to destroy us. And because they getting a couple extra $1,000 a year, a few pennies a year. The government is literally handing them pennies on the dollar
Man.
to destroy their own families and to destroy the future of their children and to destroy the very men that have given their lives to protect them.
Man, let me say
Yeah.
this. Let me say this, bro. Because I just pulled up the data. Okay. Married black households have a median net worth of $131,000 compared to only $29,000 for single black households. So you're talking about married black couples have 4.5 times more wealth than single black families. And you got people out here selling out for WIC, free lunch, food stamps, and public housing assistance. That's delusion. That's delusion. Essentially, what you have is women who are so out there in the streets that are literally sacrificing their families for the right to be hoes. They're sacrificing legacies for the right to be hoes, man.
Freedom. Freedom.
Anti-life equation, bro. I do
Man.
keep saying that.
These ain't people we need to be trying to protect, man. They costing us too much.
It's called
It's
negative
costing us
liber-
too
it's
much.
called
It
it's
is
called
costing us
negative
too much,
liberty,
man.
sir.
It's costing us too much to protect them.
And what the hell are you talking about legacy? Single moms don't give a fuck about legacy. They don't give
Man,
a fuck. They why even try to use that as a benefit for them to come back into the fold? They don't care. They don't want. Hey, they literally try to say, if I'm having a baby boy and I find out, I'm gonna try to abort it. I'm gonna try to abort it. Who who would want to deal with someone with a thought mentality process like this? Not me.
Let me ask y'all a true questions. A true question.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Can these people considered as a cancer to the black community?
yes.
This is the cancer to the black community. This is the
The truth
real what we
is,
talking about today. This is the true cancer to the black community. Yes,
but
one
yes,
hundred
yes,
percent.
but
Okay.
yesterday you had a cosplaying male who we did a whole show about trying to say black men, straight black men, heterosexual men are the scourge and the cancer to society. No, sir. What he
The data don't
needed to
show
do
that.
was take an eternal look at his homegirls who he liked dressing up and playing makeup with and chastise them, not us.
Tell you.
Absolutely. Now, to AL's point, and to your question, and to usual business's point, usual business has been saying this for months. Now, sometimes a broken clock is right. Twice a day. Usual business.
Hey, don't let him
He
do
been
that
right.
to you.
He
Hold on
been
now.
right about this one. Hold
Hold
on
on
now.
now.
Hold on now. Hold
No
on now.
fighting,
Hold
no
on.
fighting words now.
Hey, listen. I said you was right. What you want? You gotta
I
take the
ain't-
win where you can get it. Hey,
I'll give
now
a broken
look.
clock
That
though, bro.
backhanded compliment. That
Hey,
backhanded
hey,
compliment.
hey. Look here. It's not the anti-life equation. According to the data and research about abortions, when you extrapolate it out, we're missing approximately 60 million people that we should have had in our community. 60 million. We should have been more than double the size that we are now today. Do you know how much political power that could have been? Do you know how many engineers, doctors, lawyers that could have been? You see what I'm saying? They are sacrificing our children in hopes of becoming white men, white women in white supremacy.
They're
They
literally
are
practicing. They're literally practicing American. I'm sorry to interrupt you. They're literally practicing American genocide over here. They talk about over in Africa. Oh, we want to go back home. We want to move to Africa. We want to support Africans. How could you want to, black woman? How could you want to support Africans when you're over here killing your babies in your goddamn embryos as we speak? Y'all no good.
And look, not only are they doing this, they're advertising it on social media as if this is the thing to do.
Man, they having divorce parties, man.
Yeah, man. It's like on the
They
front
having
end.
divorce parties. They celebrate the destruction of a black family, man. That's all that is. And people don't even look at it that way, man. Who the hell in their right mind is celebrating the end of a family?
Black women.
That's delusional, man. When do you see black men do something like that? When do you see black men after a divorce get on social media and celebrate it and put it out there in the world?
Not just celebrating it, they're shaking their butt toxins to it all day, every day.
Man.
Yeah, that's the
Come
freedom.
on, bro.
And then on the front end, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you don't need a prenup because, like, hey, you don't have any gold to dig, and like, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have, they'll take that. Like,
They'll put you on
that.
child support. So why don't black men just get a prenup to make sure that they don't be on child support and have to worry about the state coming to them, suspending their licenses and sticking them in jail?
Man, hey, listen. A wise man once said, "Big booty Ugandans for everybody." Hey, man, we had the last call for alcohol in the black community.
God damn it, here. Big booty Ugandans for everybody. Here. I second that motion.
Oh, hold on, boy. Hold on. Y'all call my name again?
Hey, Reese.
Hey, I said, a wise man once told me, "Big booty Ugandans for everybody." I believe it.
My nigga, God damn, I'm talking about right there, boy. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Okay, we got to get Elder Blood's super chat. Let's see. Let me scroll back up and see. He said I could not super chat the above statement. So let me go back and find his statement. Dang, anybody can roll back and find that statement. My screen stops.
Both in life and death for black women's health. That's the one.
Repeat that.
Both in life and death with black women's. I'll just read it. All right. So Void Sun Star says, both in life and death with black women's help. Black men don't understand that in order to have dominion, one does not negotiate or retreat. They conquer. And the white man knows to conquer. It can't just be his woman. Absolutely. Man. Absolutely. And I agree wholeheartedly. I really do, man. In order
but
to
look.
You
can't.
George Bush famously made this statement. George Bush famously made this statement when he was in office. What did he say? He said, "We do not negotiate with terrorists."
With terrorists. Come on, brother.
So why do we as black men negotiate with terrorists? Why do we choose to negotiate with people who are actively terrorizing our community, man?
Hey, because he also said, "Fool me once, fool me till you can't fool me again." That's how shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what the hell he's putting out in the ether for these women. I'm a fool until I can't fool them no more. Fuck it. George, it's good enough for George Bush these black men will fall for anything. So I'm gonna run amok on them. So that's what's happening.
But we can't negotiate with terrorists, is what I'm saying. No one who has their own livelihood in mind is going to negotiate with someone who is trying to destroy their very existence. So why do we do it? Why do we go out of our way to try to negotiate with black women who are actively trying to destroy our very existence?
Because
I
y'all
like to
Because
call them
because
domestic
y'all are afraid of
terrorists.
them.
Who's
nah,
afraid
it's
of them?
all
Ain't
a
nobody
misguised
afraid
sense of
of them.
honor.
All of you.
Nah, it's a misguised sense of honor. Like we're kind of like instilled with this sense of honor that we're supposed to do all of these
Hmm.
things for them, they, and to and the thing is, it gets kind of like turned back against you. You know, like that 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 rifle that you aim at all the threats of the world that you're told to defend against. Ultimately, it gets turned back in on yourself. And that's what we're dealing with. We're trying to like redirect our perspective to see where this rifle is really aimed at. And a lot of times it ends up aimed back at us.
Well, this is what I think that a lot of black men are faced with. Unfortunately, a lot of black moms are so weak that they're easily gaslighted and manipulated into believing that they're the issue. So I believe that black men want to be so good that they want to actually cross the threshold of just being a decent human being to being a superhero. They want essentially that theoretical S on their chest. And I'm not saying this of us, of all the people in this space, because obviously everyone in this space has done enough work to sift through the BS and come into enlightenment and true realization of reality. So I exclude us from this topic, but I believe that we still are dealing with the vast majority of black men who want to be the superhero, who want to put that theoretical S on their chest and go and save these hoes. Me personally, I was one of them, and that didn't end well for me. And so I was red pilled through a divorce. You understand what I'm saying? But that was my goal, to go in there and save a black woman that was not raised properly by her parents, mostly due to her mother, because her mother alienated her father from her. And I think a lot of black men walk into those situations just trying to help, trying to be better, trying to be a little bit different from all the other dudes who ran through her and treated her just like a piece of meat. We don't really sit with ourselves, and we're not really honest enough with ourselves to say, well, maybe she liked that. Maybe she liked what she was experiencing out there in the streets before we showed up.
Maybe
I
she
have a
valued
big.
that.
Maybe she
I
valued
have,
that, right? Maybe she valued that. Maybe the story that she was telling you was a lie. Maybe she didn't get molested at 3 years old. Maybe she
I
didn't
have
get
a big.
touched by her uncle. Maybe she didn't get touched by her brother. Maybe all of that is a lie to excuse herself of willingly being a hoe. Maybe she wants to blame
I,
stuff that never happened to her
I got.
on
I have a suggestion that can help fix all this. We need to start vetting better, and the first thing we need to ask these women when we see them: are you willing to take leadership? I have to lead you. If you're not willing to lead and cooperate, I have to walk away from you immediately. I don't care
exactly.
how pretty
Yep,
you look, how cute you are, how
exactly.
fine you are in that dress, whatever. Can you take my leadership? I am going to lead you. Are you willing to be a participant and follow? Because all you are is a helpmate. If you can't help me and follow me, I can't use you. Period. And be frank with them and be firm with them when you say this shit. You have to. Don't even sugarcoat. See, these boys wanna sit up here and sugarcoat these girls and woo them. They know what to say. They know what they want to say, but they can't say it because they're too mesmerized by the booty and the titties, and that's it.
Yep. No, I agree, man. I 100% agree, and that's what I believe a lot of our issue is. You know, we like to put on that cape. We like to go and do stuff that we really don't have the capacity or the resources even most times to do. And they take full advantage of that. And if you do it, you best believe it's going to be another brother that's doing it, unfortunately. And now she's got access to your resources, that man's resources, and she's just going to take her pick. Because her intention was never the building of the Black community. She had herself in mind, right? She didn't have you in mind. She didn't even have the children in mind. She had self in mind.
I'm going to tell you, yeah, and you're right, but I'm going to tell you the ugly, ugly, ugly truth what all men need to hear. 80% of these women are after the resources and the benefits that they can obtain from men through Uncle Sam, Daddy Doe. That's all they want. They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about that good feeling you give them for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Their whole end goal, they've been taught. They teach their mothers and daughters and grandmothers have been teaching this to their daughters for at least 40 years at most. And all they're trying to do is obtain the resources, and they're going to leave you after at least a minimum of 8 months to 2 years.
I know.
That's their game plan and their MO, bro.
And the more you give and the easier you make it, the less they value you. The less they're going to actually respect you for giving them more. So it's kind of like paradoxical, but that's the way that it is.
Now, earlier, a couple of gentlemen, they didn't agree with how I handled my situation, but I want you to think about it. How I handled my situation, she came to some understanding, because if you don't threaten them from an inch of their life and mean it and literally mean it, they're gonna keep running over you. They don't think it's a game until you really say, look, I'm gonna go to the edge of the wall with you and I'm gonna take you with me. So guess what? Are you willing to go that route? Hey, I'm not saying what I did is right, and I know it's wrong, but guess what? Sometimes a man just gotta nip some shit in the bud and don't play no games with a woman. And when she sees that 1,000-yard stare in their eyes and the white of your eyes, and she knows you mean absolutely business and you ain't bullshitting with her, guess what? She's got two decisions. She's gonna keep playing that game and trying to run them up and suffer them consequences, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, or she's gonna say, God damn it, this man means business and I value my life. I don't want to lose my life. And guess what? My wife valued her life. She listened to what I said. Because guess what? I wasn't playing. Hey, how you gonna take me to the courts? I'm a good father paying for my child. Go ahead.
It's like hot sauce is in.
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. And I'm gonna say this, well, because hot sauce just got in. We got to give him privilege. But I hear and I get the sentiment 100%. But you have a bunch of people that are tuning into this show that are probably facing some of the same issues that you're facing, bro. And that's what we have to consider. You can feel that way, but the action that you're describing, we can't support that here, man. Yeah. We can't support that because that has consequences. And so,
okay. PSA service announcement. Here at the Roger Report, we do not condone violence, but AL11s, I'ma be about my violence. So there you go.
All right.
Y'all have been absolved.
We're gonna get the super chat in, and then we're gonna let our privileged member.
Hey, you got 2 super chats, by the way, because you got one from Landon. So don't forget Landon.
Okay, cool. We got from Elder Blood. We got throughout history, biblical or the women of the white man's version. Whenever or wherever black men have surrendered to black women, he also surrendered to all of his enemies. Boy, that's the super chat of the day right there. That they need to write that in the Bible. That need to be the next book of Revelations right there. Revelations 2. And that's the first verses, first chapter right there. I like that. And then we got Landon Dallas. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. Don't save them. They don't want to be. He said, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you, brother. And shout out to you, brothers, for those super chat. And we're gonna get in our privileged member. Is it Rail from jail today? Wait, no. Who? What's his name today? What is his name today?
I'm Terrell from jail.
All right. What you got for us, brother?
Hello, can everyone hear me? Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yeah,
Yep, hear you.
Man, we can't hear. We can't hear nothing. We can't hear shit.
That is what you niggas were supposed to say when the statue came up. Shame on you two. Statue came up, you said, nigga, we don't hear nothing.
Oh.
I gotta do everything my goddamn self. Now, hope everyone's doing fine. I talk a little bit about divorce because this is a very serious topic, and more importantly, we need to examine the mental health side of the divorce. Because not all brothers, but a lot of brothers, when you lose your children, you lose your house, and then you're sleeping in your mom's basement. We never look at the mental taxation that causes lifelong 40, 50 years worth of work gone. And not even to mention a great divorce, because great divorce, where do you go? Because you're in your 60s and mom and dad are gone. And we all know there's very few public assistance programs for senior men. So, brothers, I urge you, if you do get married, and I think we should start doing religious marriages versus state marriages. But if you choose that state marriage, a couple things I learned being in Asia for this long. Mom has to treat her little girl like shit. Mom has to constantly criticize that girl. Because all of the girls where their mothers were tough on them made fantastic girlfriends, made fantastic wives. But but also two-parent household. Even if she was raised by her dad, no siree Bob. Two-parent household where mom was on that neck. You too fat. Your grades are not good. No man ain't gonna want you. When you gonna have kids? When mom is talking like that, that is a woman you gonna marry because she's gonna stick by you. And I'll pass the mic right there.
Very well said. Very well stated. I agree that getting married outside of the utilization of the state and coming into contract with the state will give us some protections from what's happening here. But man, the enemy has so many weapons and so many tools, and they're using all of them. Man, isn't it about time for us to start creating a community with new women? Isn't it time for us as productive black men to start really taking this as a serious option?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
They got so many. They got so many weapons that they turn us into sinners.
Yeah. And
Well, I mean,
and real from jail, bro. We did mention the psychological cost of the father. We mentioned that it was actually sourced from the Journal of Marriage and Family. So if anyone wants to go and source this, if we did source it from the Journal of Marriage and Family, where they say disadvantaged fathers with arrears. This was particularly pertaining to the child support order situation that puts black men in debt slavery effectively. Disadvantaged fathers with arrears fare far worse physically, psychologically, and economically than those with no arrears. Findings from our study add to growing research documenting harmful consequences of child support debt and point to an important avenue through which ostensibly race-neutral family policies may disadvantage low-income men of color. So we did touch briefly.
No,
On
what I'm saying,
black men.
but what I'm saying is like lead to depression, lead to self-deletion,
Yeah,
lead to, you know what I mean?
yeah. That's included in that.
What is
They have
that?
examined that.
PSTD, things
Yep.
like that.
Yeah. Researchers have examined that, particularly with our demographic, which is black men, and they have produced data that supports exactly what you're saying. So they can't even argue with us on that because it's true and it's measurable and it's been studied and it's been confirmed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the ramifications are far reaching. See, what these women are seeing, they're seeing immediate results. Oh, I'm going to get child support. The few of them that are getting alimony, oh, I'm going to get alimony. Oh, I'm going to get the house, and I'm going to stress him out financially. I'm taking money from his check. They look to see where they can target you at. And then they put these orders of protection on you and they show up where you are with the threat of, I'm going to call the police if you don't do what I say, if you don't do what I ask. We had a video of a man that had his child at Chuck E. Cheese. The woman showed up and called the police.
Yeah.
Man, I'm
Go
a share
ahead.
something personal about my situation. When I divorced my ex-wife, she did that stuff to me. And you know what she did? She stalked me at my job. A woman who actively had an order of protection against me stalked me at my job.
The irony of it all. It's
And
crazy.
not only that, but you're so afraid of me. But do you think we exchanged our children through police escort? No.
You should have called the police on me. That's what you should have did. You should have
dropped them off
dropped
right at
the
my
shit
house.
on.
She dropped them off at my house, and I dropped them off at her house when it was her day. But you're afraid of me, and you have an order of protection against me. Okay, so that's how those things work. That's how those things work in practice. Even the people who write those things know that the person's not afraid of you. Man, it took me to document so much of what I've been through, and I wasn't able to get that order of protection dropped until I got her on camera, because I got cameras all around my house. I got her on camera walking into my home. And so it wasn't until I was able to get a trespassing charge against her that she dropped the order of protection against me.
Right.
And it's atypical because, like, we don't document because we bend over backwards to protect their image. They don't do it the
So we
same
do
way.
that to our detriment. It wasn't until I started documenting, bro, that I got myself out of that situation. As long as I gave her the benefit of the doubt and tried to protect her, I screwed myself over. But the moment I started documenting to protect myself is when I was able to essentially get myself from under that order of protection.
And to the point of that, this is where we have to step up as leaders in the community. We have to be active. When you have a rebellious traitor, and that's what you have to see them as when they start producing these kinds of actions, you have to treat them as a traitor immediately. You can't hope for the best.
Yep.
As soon as she starts getting disobedient to what we have laid out as what is right for the community, you gotta get rid of the traitor. You have to exercise her out of the community.
And if
you out.
And if you don't, you will destroy yourself. You will destroy yourself because it's not her intention for you to be able to live after her. It's not her intention for you to have a life after her. When she's done with you, she wants everyone to be done with you. Even though you know you don't feel the same way about her. Most black men, I don't believe that they're so full of hate that they don't want to see a woman that they weren't able to have a successful relationship go on and do well without them. That's not how we think mostly as black men. If it don't work with this woman, oh well, let her be somebody else's problem. Let me go and find a woman who's gonna get on my program, right? That's how most of us think, right? But for them, they think, well, since you don't want me, I don't want nobody else to want you. And they actively go about trying to make sure that they can make that successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why you're on child support. And that's why you're on child support. And that's why you got to order protection against you. And that's why you struggling to keep your home. And that's why you got to sell your car. And that's why you got to do all this other stuff because she doesn't want you to have a life after her.
Right. We're going to pause right there. We got another guest coming up. We got Tunnel Runner in the house. We're gonna give him his 2 minute opening statement. Tunnel Runner, what you got for us, bro?
Yes, a black man marrying a black woman in America and having a child, you have a 31%, 31% of black men can have a baby with a black child in America. It's a 50% divorce rate or over 50% divorce rate in America. Most black marriages last less than 5 years. So your odds of having a baby with a black woman and raising that child to age 21 is less than 10%. Think about that. You have a 90% chance that you are not going to be able to get married, have a baby with a woman, and raise them to 21 is a less than a 10% chance that you'll be able to do that in America. So be very, very careful of what you're doing because the odds are stacked against you.
Brother Tunnel Runner, it's good to hear from you, my man. Like, let me ask
Man,
you one quick question. Like, if you had a 90% chance of getting on a plane and that plane crashing, would you get on that plane?
I would
Like,
not. I would not.
because we're talking about
man,
lifetime commitment here. So we really are
Oh
talking about
my
like putting
goodness.
your life on the line. So, like, yeah, I don't think I would want to get on that plane either.
And
I did
it
it,
probably
but I
it
wouldn't
would
advise it.
probably be a 1% chance to get all of that and coconut pancakes.
shout out the Tunnel Runner for the stats and the coconut pancakes, baby. That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. See, man, this is what black women need to understand. And this is a PSA to them. We're not fools. Those of us who are productive in the community, we see you. We see the games you playing. The
Mm.
jig is up. We ain't going for that no more.
I want to say something if I can. I want to apologize for all the pookies that I have ridiculed in the past. Actually, niggas, you were the smartest people on the block. You to
I
go
thought smart to
wrong.
make some sense.
You to just, I mean, cause like, $100, $200 child support a month, that ain't nothing. And then on top of that, if you act like you don't want to see them, that's when she throw the children on you. So, you know what I mean? You just say, I don't want to see them, and then she just throw them on your lap and drop them off. You know what I mean? Pookies were the smartest people on the block. Now I understand.
Nah, if I'd have said that, y'all would have called me crazy.
Damn,
Y'all would have
damn.
called me crazy if I'd
Whatever.
have said something like that.
Wait a minute
He
now,
has
bro.
privilege. The
Bro,
privilege.
bro, listen. Sometimes, like I be telling usual business, we just don't like the way you say it. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? When you say it, it's simple. When he said it makes sense. It's just what it is.
Because at the end of the day, $200, $25 a month, that ain't gonna hurt my pockets like that. So you know what I mean? If you just hide your finances and tell them you don't want to, and every time like when you gonna come get the babies, just say no, I'm busy that week, and she drops them off. That's all you need to do. All you need to do, brother. That's it.
Hey, he figured it out, man. I've long said that it is really my choice on how I deal with women. So me personally, if I choose to be in a monogamous relationship with any woman, especially in the West, it is my program or the highway. Because I can also be a Pookie or a Ray Ray in the West, and I'm probably gonna have much better outcomes doing that. So you have to actually give me a reason to want to do things just with you in this environment that I'm in. Because really all I gotta do is dangle a carrot for most Western women, and they gonna go. They gonna do things for me that they would not do for their boyfriends and husbands. I'm just being real, man. That's the environment we in the West. And I can choose to
Absolutely.
be a Pookie or Ray Ray that they do it with. But I'm choosing to still hold on to my morals and my moral compass and try to be a great man while I'm here.
Yeah, the boyfriends and the husbands that offer the stability, stability is boring.
Yep.
So that's what you
Yep.
get.
Yeah. Yeah. All I got to do is shoot, I can chase the money and the hoe's going to chase me. So,
Yep. So
yeah, that's
matter of
America.
fact, so gentlemen, if your baby mama ain't letting you see your kids right now, stop calling her, Stop all that and stop asking. Stop it. Stop all of that. Let a month or two go by. And when she call you, just say, I'm dating somebody else. I ain't got time for these kids. Watch you drop those kids off on you.
I'm telling you, boy, she gonna be wondering what you doing. Who you with? I'm about to
Yep.
block that. She about to cop police you.
Just say, I ain't got time for those kids no more. You ain't want me to see him, so cool. I moved on.
Hey,
and
she
watch
about to
you
cop
drop.
police. And this is what you do as a good Pookie Ray Ray. You take those kids, man. And then you take those kids, and guess what? You send them to the living room, tell them to watch TV, and you blow that whole back out.
Listen, as a reform Pookie, I don't appreciate y'all spreading our doctrine over these airways like that. We've been doing this for years, and we've been getting away with this for years. And you gonna tell the women what we doing? Brothers, I beg of you. I beg of you.
Hey, they know.
Let-
You don't have to
Just
tell
one more
The
shit.
reverse psychology game is real.
I actually agree with hot sauce. That is a diabolical idea for the simple fact he thought about it. It's logical and it makes sense. You got to realize these hoes are stupid, and he understands it. And when you try to deal with them rationally and logically like a gentleman, they're gonna try to run you over. So the best thing you could do is do like Hot Sauce is saying. Nope, I ain't coming around. Nope, I don't want my kids. Nope, and you apply reverse psychology. What's the first thing they're gonna do? They're gonna drop those kids off to you because they think you're up to something and you're having a better way of life.
wait a minute, fellas. Wait a minute. We have made history just now at the Roger Report Live. History. AL and hot sauce are in agreement.
And whatever you do, and at the end of the day, let me just say this last part. When you get those
Friday,
kids,
mate.
you
Hey.
must tell her. You absolutely must tell her. Hurry up and get them back.
Man.
Hurry up and get these niggas back.
Hey,
and
go
you will
ahead.
never have a problem seeing your kids again.
All right, I'm gonna get a super chat in here real quick. We got Elder Blood. He says, "Please read my last comment." Previous speaker, right? And so it says, "I agree. Black women's worldview concerning black men is to worship her, where she rules over all and can do no wrong, even when she is wrong otherwise. Taste my vengeance off with your head." Man, hey, that's a hell of a. But hey, man, he
Hey,
is coming in hot
Ain't that
with the
what we
super
saw?
chats.
Ain't that what we saw with Megan Thee Stallion?
Absolutely.
Is that the same psychology we saw with Megan Thee Stallion? In that interview on the link that Roger dropped in that show, she literally said that she appreciated her character and she grew a healthy appreciation for her character in Sex and the City because she had control over men. And she liked the concept that she could use them as her tools. That's what Megan Thee Stallion said. Those are her own words. I'm not misquoting this woman. And this comment that he just made really alludes to that. Black women's worldview concerning black men is to worship her where she rules over all and can do no wrong, even when she is wrong. Otherwise, taste my vengeance off with your head. Now, what is she doing to Clay Thomas now? He cheated on me. She's publicly demonizing this man because their relationship didn't work. So that's the off with your head right there. Man.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said that better.
They can't say we making this stuff up.
Man,
I'm still trying to figure out how he actually like cheated. If in the same statement it was like, oh well, he doesn't want to be monogamous, and like, well, which one is it? Like, I mean, it's gotta be one or the other. I mean, come on.
He didn't worship her, man. He forgot the first part. He didn't worship her.
Yeah, I don't think
she wanted worship.
Yeah,
man.
I don't think there was any cheating because he never came out, and he probably will never come out. I don't think there was any cheating. It probably was like, look, I want to start dating around. I want to have an open relationship, and then she was just like, nah, and then that was probably it. That's probably what really happened. Like, I don't want to be in an open relationship, so then it was like, okay, just end it. That's probably what's really happened.
How much y'all think she cost the black community with that one?
Man, Cheating to women means lack of control. I'm gonna say that again. Cheating to women means lack of control.
Yeah,
If
he didn't shoot.
if she can't control who you talking to, who you spending time with, who you spending your money on, when you spending your money on it, where you're going, how long you gonna be there, when you coming back. If it's not all under her instruction, you're cheating.
Yep.
How dare you, as a black man, think yourself to be a leader? How dare you make decisions without conferring with me first? How
Oh,
dare you?
decisions for your own life? Wow, that's sacrilege.
That's cheating when it comes to black women. And this is what we need to understand as men. Being a leader is not about asking to be a leader. Being a leader is going out there, being productive, and setting a standard, and only taking those that are following.
Hey, so let me shift the conversation back to the topic of the show a little bit here. Reset. You're divorced, correct?
I'm married now,
But you're
but I have been divorced.
okay.
I'm
You have been
previous divorcee.
okay. How much did your divorce cost
Oh, altogether, and the total cost, I lost over $700,000 worth of assets
you?
and actual liquid cash.
Lord have mercy. AL, how much did your divorce cost you? AL, are you there?
L in bathroom.
Yeah, no, I ain't in the bathroom. Watch your mouth. No,
Wash your hands.
I
Wash your hands.
I'd rather not say because it's so astronomical. It hurts my heart to even mention the number. So I'll respectfully decline to answer that question. But just know it's in the high six figures.
Mm,
Too much. Too
Damn.
much.
yeah. Mine cost me six figures essentially when you include just child support, what I'll pay in that.
Well,
Now here's
brothers. I have had probably one of the best, cheapest divorces in Black history.
we gonna put you in the
My
Hall of Fame then, Tunnel Runner. We gonna put
This,
you in the Hall of Fame then, man.
my
this,
sister was a lawyer at the time, and she did
okay.
my divorce. I didn't lose anything because I brought my wife up, and she was getting ready to get a bonus from her job that I helped her get. So she let me leave with with everything that I had, and it was only a 3-year marriage.
Uh,
But I don't know any other gentleman that had that been that successful with divorcing.
Mine is
I know
cheaper than
one. I know
mine.
one. I know
Mine is
one.
cheaper than
That's it.
yours. Mine is cheaper than yours.
Oh yeah. Hot sauce is
Mine is
so how much did your divorce cost you?
lawyer fees. That's it. $2,000. That's it.
Okay, all right. Well, that's not bad. Okay, so I
But
asked
cheaper hot sauce. Mine was cheaper because I paid my sister less than 800. Well, shit, I think $400.
Okay. There you go.
well, great for y'all, and we don't put y'all
You
in the
owe
hall.
your sister. You owe your sister some money, bro.
But the
You owe
point I'm
your
trying to
sister
make
some
here,
money.
the point I'm trying to make here is this: I'm going to just safely assume that between me, Gray Black Reset, and AL, these are three people that you all are listening to right now. Three black men that you all are listening to right now. Between us three, I'm just going to safely assume that our divorce cost us $1 million. Between three black men.
Easy.
Easy. Okay, so the financial
I have
advisor
to make a.
the financial advisor is
I
going
have
to do a
to.
calculation here really fast. Okay, so let's say that we took this $1 million that me, Black Reset, and AL lost in divorce and just contributed to a S&P 500 fund $1,000 in addition to this $1 million initial investment. In 20 years, if we would have gotten a average of 11% return annually, that would be $8.8 million in assets.
This is the true cost of divorce. This is the real cost of
No,
divorce.
I kind of disagree with that because that's if most people have because if if you're going to do something like that, you would have probably already done that before divorce. People just, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a if or kind of situation.
No. I disagree, Hot Sauce, because here's the thing. We discussed on this show today the true cost of divorce the entire show. And part of that cost.
No, my point is that if I was going to invest $1 million in S&P, I would have done it either before I got married or while I was getting married. Right?
No,
Like,
but
No. What I'm saying
no, wait, hold on.
Real fast. You cannot fund those accounts.
Bro, you gotta let me finish. Like, you gotta let me at least finish my point
and
rebut it. Because when we're talking about money management and finances, that is a characteristic trait, right? People who save in marriage or outside of marriage. People who build nestings and stuff, like that's a characteristic trait in your relationship with money. So if you were to don't get me wrong, I'm not saying divorces are expensive, but when it comes to a relationship with money, you're going to do that regardless of married or not. Now, if like, say for example, you invest with your wife and then she takes everything, yeah, that's a part of a part of the cost of divorce. But we can't say that if I never got married and then I invested, that's different because you would have done that with or without the marriage, because that's a character trait. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, what I'm saying is this. I don't think we're necessarily disagreeing. I just think that you're removing this from your answer or from your response. If you were doing it, even if you were investing and you were making sound financial decisions leading into the marriage and continue to do so throughout the marriage, you're still splitting those assets. So whatever lifestyle that you got accustomed to within the marriage, now you're losing half of your assets to continue to fund that lifestyle. Everything looks different now because you have to go back to the drawing board for how much of your income, now that you have half of, because you have to split everything in half, you have to go back to the drawing board to figure out how you're going to allocate those resources to even continue to fund the 529 plan, to continue to fund the IRA, to continue to keep your maximum contribution to your 401k. You're going to have to go back to the drawing board to see what that looks like for you financially. So you can't just exclude the fact that you're cutting your assets in half.
On top of that, we're talking about community level rather than just individual.
But we talked about, but I've already said that in my opening statement of losing assets and stuff like that. What I'm just saying is that we can't say that, like I said before, if you're already investing, you're already investing. So when you divorce, you lose assets. That we've already covered that. I think you guys covered that, and then also I talked about covering that plus the mental well-being. But what we can't say is just that, oh, if I never got married, I would have done that instead, because you would have done it like marriage.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that even divorce is going to make that very complicated for you going forward. It could potentially destroy you if the woman is aggressive enough and has a good enough attorney.
Well, if you have alimony, then yeah.
Okay. We got another super chat. We got Elder Blood says, read my last comment. Why can't black men understand this? And the comment says, Roger Report brothers, I tell y'all from long candlelight hours mulling over this biblical polygynous covenant, God gave this to men, curtail and dispel women's entitlement and over empowerment.
I do not
he's talking about women being destructive by nature is probably a little bit it probably got corrected a little bit.
I think he's alluding to taking their power away, taking away some of their rights. Correct me if I'm wrong, Elder Blood.
I'll tell you, long candlelight mulling over the biblical polygynous covenant with God. But what the thing about it is, he says biblical polygynous covenant God gave this man Kurt. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know that covenant.
Yeah, you're gonna have to clarify that. Send another chat to clarify. You don't have to send another super chat. I'll be looking for it, and when I see it, I'll read it out for us. But go on with your conversation. I think the two of you are telling both sides of the coin, and it's all kind of in the middle. I think it's all kind of in the middle. For the average man, we definitely can't afford this crap.
Right.
For the average black man, you can't afford this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get together. The purpose of marriage, the original purpose of marriage is to bring two families together and to increase wealth.
Yeah.
That's the purpose. Now, I know no matter what level you're at and how much money you're dealing with, that's still the purpose. And for average black men, if you go out there and you bust your ass, because that's what we do. We give
Man,
ourselves up for them.
preach.
You go out
Preach.
there and bust your ass. You buy a home. You buy cars.
Preach.
You have children with them. You clothe the children. You're feeding them. You're taking care of them, and then they rip half of that from you. Man, come on,
And,
brother.
and
Man,
rebuilding costs years of life.
but
It costs
see the
years of
thing
life to
about it.
rebuild.
See the thing about it, and that's why I'm saying Pookie is winning because Pookie had it right. I remember back in the day, and when these groups were early, we always talk about how Pookie this and Pookie that. Pookie got it right. The productive black men that we tout and put forward and uplift, that is wrong for America. That is wrong for America. That is wrong for America. The progressive black man is the loser with the hole in his drawers, eating Cheetos and washing his ass in her sink, borrowing her car. See, John Singleton loved black men so much that he told you Baby Boy was the way to go if you are in love with.
Let me
So
say
this,
it though.
so you
Let
should get
me
the
say it.
stereotype they presented there.
Let me say
Baby
it.
Boy, let me say this shit again. John Singleton loved the black community so much that he showed y'all how to be in love with Keisha and have a relationship. He showed you Baby, and he showed you Ving Rhames.
Man, don't demonetize these hoes.
Right?
Monetize these hoes.
You gotta
Make
be
money off of it.
you gotta be fresh out the pen, and God knows what he did in there. But that's another show for another day.
That's a whole show. That's a whole show right there, boy.
You gotta be fresh out
my
the
goodness.
You gotta be fresh out the pen, and then you gotta go to her adult son and claim your space. Then, while he's awake, you gotta let him hear his mom scream your name with her toes curled way up.
Hey,
This is
that's
out.
the only way. That's
Right?
the only way.
This is out of
That's the
control.
only way.
This is out of control.
That's the only
But,
way to control the cost of black
I'm just
divorce.
saying, bro. This is how you love her.
That's the only way to control the cost, the astronomical cost of black divorce. You're on to something, man. You're on to something. Because
Look, man, all I'm saying is
if
that
the relationship don't work out that way, you don't owe her nothing.
Yep. And if you've never been to jail, niggas, just tell her you have. Fuck it.
The shame of it. The shame of it is he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth, bro. I have it long time ago. I have told a woman, she asked me, what you do for a living? I'd be like, I can't talk about that. She loved it. She loved it. I can't talk about what I do to make my money. She loved every moment of it.
Bro, you know how I get coochie in America? When I come home, I never seen you around here before. I just got out the pen, baby.
God dang! But it's a sad fact. They have fought to get women's liberations rights alongside these white women, all to be ratchet across all classes of women. It doesn't matter if they have degrees. It doesn't matter if they're on welfare. They have fought for the right to be ratchet.
Man, hold on, bro. I'm not even playing, but I literally watched a short the other day, a YouTube short of a woman who was dating women or dudes in prison, and her daughter literally called her out for it. Like her daughter was basically like, "Why are you only dating men in jail?" or whatnot. And she was like, I like these men. And her
That's what
daughter
good
was like,
brothers are.
man,
That's what the good brothers are. All the good men are
man,
in jail, right? That's what they
Yeah.
say.
Yep. They
man.
have a campaign that says
I'm about to
the the,
find the
the, the,
video. Put
the
it in the
brothers in jail and prison are winning over you brothers out here on the streets. That is
Absolutely.
a campaign slogan for them, bro.
Mhm.
We are sleeping with the enemy.
Yep.
Literally.
So if you want, man, if you want your children back, disappear for a little bit, or tell her this, like this is what you tell her. Hey, here's a little money. I'm gonna be gone a little bit. Why? I got arrested for something, so I'm gonna be gone for 6 months. Watch
Man,
after 6 months what happen. She
this is what
calls
you
you, all
this is
types
what
of
you want to do. This is what you want to do as black man to avoid the true cost of divorce. You want to do exactly what Hot Sauce telling you to do, man. You want to do exactly that. You want to be mysterious. You want to be very vague with your answers. You want to keep everything up to chance for them. You want to let them know it's less about you as possible.
Right.
Okay. Because then what's going to happen is like when everything goes downhill and the relationship doesn't work, you're not going to be footed with this bill outside of your taxes. Okay. If you're working, you're going to have to pay taxes to take care of our kids anyway. We've established that. But if you don't
Okay,
want a brother that's on the hook for 18 years of child support, you might want to do things the hot sauce way.
we got clarification from Elder Blood, and this goes along with what we're talking about. He says sex is the black woman's greatest power. Again, sex monopoly, aka monogamy, is the black woman's greatest power. God gave men polygyny as the weapon to nullify these women's unrighteous dominion.
Mm.
Boy, he's speaking right there.
Hey, he's speaking
He's
truth.
speaking right there.
Woo!
And yes, you did
Woo!
answer that very well, sir. You preaching. You
Man,
preaching, brother.
doors at the church are open.
we finna collect tithes and offering behind that right there. Well, I almost called the Holy Ghost reading that. Shoot,
Close the doors.
man.
Close the doors. Ties up. Close the door.
We gonna close the door. We got $1,000 line over there, $500 line over there. Ain't nobody leaving until we get paid.
Right. Marvin Stapp is in the building, y'all. Marvin Sapp is in the building. Close the door. Like the top. This how much.
But yeah, but you brothers are correct, man. What they desire is the least productive men in the community. They want you to be compromised so that they can have dominion over you, as Elder Blood has said.
Man, you know what? I was watching this video with this white guy. He's a psych, or he wrote a book, and I forget the name of the book, but it'll come to me later. But he was on a talk show talking about women just in general, not particularly black women, but just women in general. And he was saying that I don't listen to what women say. I look at what they respond to. I don't listen to what women say. I look at what they respond to. That right there is a lot, bro. That right there is a lot. And if you can truly understand the depths of that simple statement, I will not look at what women say. I look at that, I look at what they respond to. That is so powerful if you can wrap your mind around it.
So what's the fix? Where do we take this from here as black men? What do you brothers see as a course correction or an entirely different course that we need to take? Where do we go?
Okay, I'll answer first. There's two options. Well, three. Either you do what Susie does, survive in America, if that's where your finances go. Three, you go abroad and get married. There's more black women abroad than there are in America. Actually, the least amount of black women are actually in America. There's more in Brazil. There's obviously much more in Africa. Then the third route is just marry outside your race.
Okay, and before we get an answer from the rest of you brothers, we got the dollar of the channel. Trust says hashtag demonetize these dames. Man, we appreciate you. We appreciate you, sweetheart. Man, I tell you, man, that woman be on point all the time. And there are a minority of women that understand what we're talking about and understand where we're coming from and in agreement with us. Those women, they're gonna be all right. Those women are gonna be along for the ride. But man, what's the answer for the rest of these brothers, man, that are going through this struggle, that are going through these issues? What is the next phase of what it is that we need to do here in Black
I got
America
something
as
for
the
you.
leaders of Black America? Go ahead, brother.
It's called UG. See what I'm saying, right? You travel there, it's like $1,000 ticket, bro. It'll change your life. And the folk who can't afford to go there necessarily, Venezuela is always available. Colombia is always available. And Suriname is always available. There you go.
But if you want to deal with actual anacondas and other rainforest creatures, don't go to if you're not ready for that life, don't go to Suriname. That's coming with it.
Oh, we got AL back. AL, what say you? What say you, brother? What is our next step as Black men?
We need to divorce ourselves from these leeches. I told you that already. These crumb snatching leeches. I'm in agreement with Troy.
Man, even Latoya says South American women are gorgeous. Man, when you got a beautiful black woman, a black woman that is rendering herself for marriage in this country, even speaking on how beautiful women are in other countries, we have reached the apex of the problem. That's crazy. We appreciate you, sister. We appreciate you. So, Bron, what say you? What's our next step as the leaders of this Black community?
Man, I will say, turn your back on your enemies. We as Black men, we are way past due on turning our back on our enemies. Okay. And if we continue to try to support our enemies in any shape, form, or fashion, we're doing that at the detriment of ourselves. So unless people are with us and are following us in the way that we are going and walking down the road that we are walking, then we just need to cut them off. We just need to not care about them. We need to have a much more stern attitude towards them. We cannot look at them as part of us. We have to look at our balance sheet, essentially, and look at what they're costing us as a community. And we have to cut the losses. We have to cut the losses. We can no longer continue to carry this on our balance sheet. It does not make sense for us as Black men. Now,
that's serious.
Those who support us, but we're not going to support those who continue to cost us every fiscal year.
Do you support what I'm doing in my leadership?
We don't even get to write them off. We don't get to write them off on our taxes. We don't get to write child support off. We don't get to write attorney fees off. We don't get to write the lost home off. We don't get to write any of it off. It just costs us. So we must take a long look at our balance sheet and cut the losses.
Well, didn't Trump just pass a bill that whoever's paying child support is owing the child, and the mother has gotten cut out this mix? That's what they're all They're all up in arms about. They want the child support and they want to be able to get the
He
income tax
talked
at
about it.
the end of
He
the year.
talked about it. He talked about it. But guess what, Black America? It did not happen. They just talked about it. And I'm sure that helped his vote out a little bit from the black community. But it didn't happen. It was just talk. So no.
Oh hell. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and hold on right there. I think we got another guest up. I think we have Creator in the building. He's coming up here to give us his wisdom and his knowledge on how we gonna deal with this situation. Creator, what you got for us, bro? Creator, are you there? Hey, Creator must be in the bathroom. We'll get him when he come back.
Mic check
Uh,
1 2. Can you hear me?
oh yeah, we hear you, boss. We hear you, boss. What
Okay,
you what?
that's what it is. I've been okay. Y'all couldn't hear me, so I'm like, okay, what's going on, brothers? What's happening, man?
I can't
What's
hear. I
happening?
can't hear anything.
What's happening, man? Listen, y'all on fire as always, and it inspires others for brothers to get on here and speak your piece. You understand and speak and really get it. You know what I mean? Because even the ladies, married or not, right? Whether you don't have a woman or you seek to what he say? What's the whole purpose for even getting married? Is to take man reset. That was point. It was so much game being gained. But I want to go back to the point of why are you even getting with each other in the first place? And it's like ego out the window. Ain't neither one. Everybody want to come out the womb rich for some reason. And rich means whoever got the most money to buy Chinese trinkets. Right? I'm gonna say that again. Everybody want to come out the womb filthy rich so that you can have the most resources to buy Chinese trinkets. Look around your house. Look around your car. Matter of fact, look at your car and ask yourself, what does my culture make within this infrastructure when my man's went back to business, fiscal? When we talking fiscal. So the whole reason for us even getting together in the first place is to ease up on this financial challenge. I won't call it a burden, right? Because life is not a burden, it's a gift. But it has its challenges, right? So hey, this fiscal challenge could be one that could hold us back for a long time. So why don't we join forces? Wonder Twins activate, right? Ain't no Robins in this motherfucking game. It's Batman, Superman. Even with my woman, you know what I'm saying? She got to be top flight. So what I ain't doing, I know I'm half retarded. I need somebody that understand that full fledged and can take care of them things that I just totally am oblivious and had no clue about. But thank you. I'm glad you did that. You need people like that in your life, and it's great to have the one that you can freak on time basis. We actually like each other when I look in your eyes and we do what we do. You understand? You look good to me. You know what I'm saying? You make me feel good. That's all that should happen. And I'm do the same for you. Now we elevate. What happened is it be a competition thing when you growing and you building with people. It becomes somewhat of a competition because now in real world, if you young, it's cool, but then as you age, especially as a woman, a lot of men gonna be gunning at her. They're gonna be expressing how beautiful she is, saying with your men. Then the women gonna be saying, "Hey, listen, I like you." Well, damn, I didn't know you like 2 foot tall, dark skinned, 300-pound men. But shit, there's a plethora of women out here who absolutely love that. And those are the challenges, is not to get caught up in those options. So now he's not doing so well, she not doing so well. And then those options become vices. That's just what happens. It's life. Now, do we destroy a whole infrastructure based off of what's basically inevitably me being a human is going to happen? I'm going to do some fucking up at least 1 or 2 times. And likewise, your woman, she might do some fucking up. We have to rethink this thing called the relationship. Don't get into it if you feel like you're gonna do some fucking up.
I'm telling you.
Right? Don't get into it if you think, hold on, if you think that it's gonna be roses and lollipops on a daily. Don't get into it thinking that this man might possibly want several other women, same as you or better than you. And if that hurts your gut, this ain't the man you want to be with. That's just being real about relationships because he has capacity, and a lot of women might have capacity, but I don't know too many men that's gonna lock down or want to be with a woman that been with a bunch of men. So that's why we get with each other. We lock in. We come up together. It's going to be challenges, right? We can get over each other's egos. You'll overcome those challenges. Because most of the time, I'm not going to be everything you want me to be. Maybe at first, but as time and life comes on, there's going to be some things that you're just not going to like about me. And likewise, those are not detriments. If at the end of the day, I don't mind smelling your feet and your breath. Some of those things is kind of important to me. Having pretty toes when I wake up might excuse, you know what I mean? It's like something might excuse something else. You got the breasts that I like, or I might excuse that funky breath in the morning. I don't know. I'm just going in a lane where y'all understand perfection is not perfect. And there's gonna be always something that's gonna happen. And I don't think it's worth destroying your whole what you've built. Even if part divorcing means for the man, me, the way I feel, once you in my world, you in my world forever. So don't come over here if you expecting me to leave and leave you alone. Don't work like that in my world. I'm
Man,
forever. Everything in this world is mine. Because you ain't gonna be able to get close to me or my kids and nothing else. You still gonna have that means you got access to me. So I have to be involved. So it
man,
comes with a
why?
level of acceptance, right? And control.
Those are wise words. Wise words from a wise man. But we're gonna grab the super chat real quick and continue on with the conversation. From Elder Blood, we got my address and last two comments to question is above. So I'm gonna go grab that. Elder Blood says the black man at large must reassess and reevaluate what it will take to ensure his, not hers, but his dominion is made real and not optional to his women nor any other race of people will. His second comment, black men have not had dominion, but have witnessed white men and black women impose their will upon black men for over 400 years. Black men, my brothers, this issue is serious, and black men need not continue to be delirious. Now,
I
he
agree.
said a mouthful.
Yeah,
I
he
do.
did. He
Well, he
did.
been
And
on
Hey,
point all day.
I'm gonna say
y'all
this.
need to mute up while he's talking. He gave that statement. I really wish he repeated because somebody was in the background talking business. And I didn't hear nothing what you said. They were too deep in their conversation. Please repeat that again.
Okay, so you missed the super chat?
Yes, because they was
Okay, so
talking. Somebody was conducting
Did you
business.
not read? Can you
And we
not
know it.
read?
I'll read it again. I'll read it again for his edification.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
worth reading. It's worth reading a second time.
And I
The
don't
black
need to be
man,
insulted. Yes, I can read.
come on, brothers. The black man at large must reassess and reevaluate what it will take to ensure his, not hers, but his dominion is made real and not optional to his woman, nor any other race of people will. And secondly, black men have not had dominion, but have witnessed white men and black women impose their will upon black men for over 400 years. Black men, my brothers, this issue is serious, and black men need not continue to be delirious. Now that is a serious statement, and it is on point. Man, he been on point all day. He been down there writing a book. We
Hey,
gonna
come
go,
on
we
the
gonna
panel, bro.
publish this.
Come on the panel, bro. Come on the
We
panel.
gonna we gonna publish this after the show is over with. I'm going right to the app and
He
publish
said he
this.
would
I'm
write a
gonna go as far
book
as to say this. I'm
on a
gonna go as
lot of
far as
these
to say this,
types.
and I don't think this is said enough, bro. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, he definitely on point with what he
You
talking
gotta,
about.
you have to include white women in that too, man. Because, man, look, what I've noticed even in the white community is that a lot of white women dominate their own men. They do. And I think this is actually a great time for brothers like us, because when you starting to see white women getting loose in the face of they men, oh my goodness. Woo!
Crazy.
Power is up for grabs, bro. Power
He
is
said, "It's
up
the
for grabs.
time. It's now,
I'm not
fellas. The
losing to
time."
a white woman, bro.
Yep,
Listen, he's correct
he's
in a
correct.
way,
I'm
No,
not
he
losing to
but
correct,
a
bro.
white woman, bro.
He's
That's one
he's
thing
co-
that the white woman has always done is they listen. No matter what, I don't give a fuck how long, how far, and I can even trace my own lineage back to the fact that white women love black men, bro.
Man,
They
they,
don't. I
bro,
don't know
man,
what
I
it
used to
is.
work
They
in the
love
restaurant
them some
industry.
us.
I
And
used
then
to work.
I'm gonna preface that saying that women of all cultures love us. However,
there you go.
patriarchy is a motherfucker. All right. I will knock you upside your goddamn head. You think you can ready to go over there
Creator,
doing that. So
creator,
patriarchy
creator,
comes in the way and
creator,
says and establishes an order.
creator. Listen to me, man. I used to work in the restaurant industry and fine dining, like fine dining, as a waiter. These white women openly disrespect their husbands, bro. You know how many older cougar age white women would flirt with me and literally just come on to me right in front of their husbands, man. I'm telling you, bro, like there are white men out there who are the type of dudes who will sit on a chair in the corner and watch you bust down their wife, bro.
I believe it.
Mm.
I'm not playing with you when I
I
say that.
absolutely believe it. But I'm saying through history, they've always been the ones. If anybody stood in front of a bullet, it's kind of a red herring to a degree because they the ones that's controlling the men that's controlling, but at the same time they want what they want, but they can't. They don't have the resources or the army. They don't want us to have total control because if they did, we would. That's ultimately what it is. That woman can schmooze her man however she see fit. So at the end of the day, hey, like you said, they have a lot of control. He said the two
Well,
ones. He said white men and black women have kept their foot on, or basically imposed their will. That's what he said. Impose they will upon us. That's
right.
what's happening. But the white woman don't have to impose her will because what does she know? There's almost a natural. I ain't gonna say white women, other women, period, that ain't fighting us. The people that ain't fighting us can see the good and can see the energy that not fighting us, right? That if you actually come over here and use this as a resource, it's a great benefit in your life. That's only for those that's fighting, want to fight because you're jealous. There's something that it's fear. The only way you fighting is because there's something that it's
Okay,
a fear of something.
okay. That's an excellent distinction. You make a great point. I'm going to say this to that in response. I'm going to say that if white women are actually black men's allies, then why don't we? This might be controversial, okay? So I want to make this disclaimer. Everything said here on the Roger Report Live is not representative of the opinion that the Roger Report Lives hold. We do have a panel here. A lot of us come with some controversial statements that are not broadly supported by the show itself. Okay.
Well put.
Now, I'm going to say this behind that. If white women are truly allies to black men, then why don't we use them strategically to help us pay this bill that we already have to pay?
Well, as I said, see, this is how when men talk about when we have panels, and I always talk about the men, they always talking about how they women ain't acting right. And I'm always like, bro, a relationship is deliberate, meaning everything you do is pre with them. It's all mental with most women. It's mental. So if you do a little pre, meaning you prep in everything you do, it ain't just right now. What we gonna do? We already got it lined up. It didn't work out. Fuck it. You did what you were supposed to do, right? Everything's like, what we gonna drive? We lined it up. Fuck it. We don't drive that. It's you are always prepared, and you're sharing what you have with someone else. And when you move like that, shit get different. Cause I'm going regardless. I'm doing regardless. It's just what I eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm sharing it with you. If you don't like it, you don't want it. Okay, wait till I'm done, and we'll leave. It's just a certain way you gotta move, and and it ain't got nothing to do with money. It just has everything to do with you and your your peace of mind. You're not gonna let nobody disrupt and change the way that your granny and your mama and them taught you and your daddy. This is how you move. I'm not moving off just because your yum yums is delicious. I'm gonna change my whole way of life. That's sucker shit. You pull your woman and
Well,
you put her. You hold on real quick. You pull your woman and you put her on a mission. If you don't put her on a mission, she gonna have you on a mission. It ain't no other way. So when you pull her, you can't just freak her. You got to show her some shit. She got to feel you because once she freak you, that's the value. That's her. So most women feel like, hey, her pussy. They always at my bad, my bad. They advocate for their vagina. So as soon as she give it to you, it's like her giving you a diamond. It's invaluable to her, respectfully, and that's okay. But you have to look at it like, well, hold on, I got the same thing. This is a diamond polisher. So now I have to be choosing in who I, you know what I'm saying, and who I polish. Everybody can't get this. That's where the men fuck up. It's mental. He's thinking it's physical. Just because you got the money, you can't reward somebody for shitting on you. And you keep rewarding people for shitting on you, well, they're gonna keep doing what they do. It ain't just putting your foot down, it's having some order and standards about yourself first, and then moving in that line, and don't let no woman shake you on what it is. If she make you greater, then that makes sense. My bad. Go ahead, brother.
Well, while these are good points, what we want to focus on is what's the cost of divorce. That's what we're really focused on. These are good points, and they do matter in the big scheme of things. But we gotta stay focused, brothers. We gotta stay focused. What's happening? What's happening to our culture, bro, is the women, they either not getting married or they're getting divorced. They're bastardizing our children, which these are creating criminals and these are creating delinquents in our community. They're raising our boys to become homosexuals. They're raising our girls to be masculine, right? This is costing us. Our children are running last place in schools and understanding, and we're chasing after foolishness. The women are out there twerking on tables and making our whole community look bad in restaurants. And this is all classes. This ain't just a hood chick. This is a chick that went to Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
Barack Obama is suffering, being humiliated by his wife on national TV every time she get a chance. It's a cost to the whole community. We're paying a good percentage of our tax dollars to all of these things to supplement their lifestyle because they don't want to work for nothing, and they don't want to get with a man and cooperate. We're paying for their disobedience. Literally, you can count money out your check that goes to their disobedience.
Man.
That's right.
Yep, you can measure it. That's man.
See, it's not just costing men that are getting married and divorced. It's costing men that don't even have children. Because we pay the cost. We put in the hours. Black men put in more hours than any other man on the planet Earth. We put in more hours in this country than any other man here. We uphold this infrastructure. Our talent upholds everything, the entertainment business, everything. We have given everything to these women.
Mm.
And we're getting betrayal in the end of it. We can't keep going like this, brothers. And we got to stay focused. We can't get distracted by what the white man doing with his woman. We can't get distracted by that. We have to say, bro, we in bed with the enemy. We live with the enemy. We go to school with the enemy. We work with the enemy. We are being destroyed by the enemy that's looking us right in our face. And we got to start challenging this head on. And we got to start putting policies in place. I ain't talking about government policies. The government going to have to follow us. See, we have set the tone for the whole world. China's changing their policies about divorce because of us. We got to set the tone.
Can I suggest one policy?
Go ahead, brother.
NDA for everybody, even your wife.
Mm. And you know what? In the West, that's actually not an egregious statement. That's actually maybe something that black men need to start considering going forward for their own protection and their own survival. And you know what? That's funny that you say that because that thought ran across my mind a couple of weeks ago. I'm not even playing. I had that same thought. Is it necessary now in this Western environment to get NDAs as part of your marriage?
Damn near, because it is marriage. And so marriage is, when I say marriage, I say when you get with a woman and you pull your woman into your legacy, whatever it is you building, it you can use the municipal route, right? And it's really kind of buying into a westernized way, an American way to get married, right? There's all kind of ways you can jump the broom per se. But I knew a lot of men in my life, once he pulled his woman, that was his woman. And it ain't nothing nobody. Once she knew she was his man, she chose to be his man. That's what that was. And we knew what it was, and everybody around them knew what it was.
Yeah, that's when.
And it still is that today. You understand? So I'm saying the paper don't necessarily certify the commitment. The surrender has to happen first, right? Once the surrender happens, the submission is natural. But if a person does not surrender, right, to whatever's going on, then they're gonna feel like every time they do something, they're being slighted or you're being employed or worked, or you know what I mean. And that's where that competition come in, because you're gonna always fight. You never have surrendered. Once your woman or that man, once the woman, we talking about women right now, once the woman surrenders, oh man, it's a beautiful thing until the betrayal. Right, so here's comes the surrender happens, then the betrayal. You wasn't everything that you said you was gonna be, because betrayal could be a wide ass. You know that goalpost can always be moved. So, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Betrayal. All right. So until
Absolutely.
yeah, all right, until the betrayal happens, whatever that
All right.
is, right? You stepped on the new Jordans, you pissed on the toilet seat, whatever it is. You get what I'm saying? That happens, and now the rules change, but you are already in, right? You've already committed. You've already signed on the dotted line, and then that's the thing, that a lot of things that be challenging is how do we manage this human being, who is literally, we are free, but we signed on the dotted line, and that's why I said pre. Everything is like he said pre. When going into this, I'm putting it in writing. This is what this is. That's the marriage. And so the prenup ain't really the nuptials. That's really your nuptials. Here's what we agree to, and here's what we don't agree to.
And the state can't, and the state cannot change that. But go ahead.
Cannot change it, bro. That's what it is.
Hold your thought. Hold your thought. I'm gonna come back to you. We got to get this last super chat in, and then we're gonna go into closing statements. We got Afro Merchant with the $5 super chat. He says, "As a childless man, I'm about to start sending single mothers invoices." Long live the niggas in the wilderness. Long live the habitual line steppers. This nigga is hilarious.
They gotta pay reparations
Hey, y'all
too.
playing, but we done
They gotta
started
pay
some shit for
reparations
real.
too. If we talk about reparation, they gotta pay it too, because it costs. It costs. What they have done has cost us.
He
They
said,
are
"I'm
part of
going to
that
start
bill.
sending bras
They are part of that
invoice,
bill.
cash app requests."
They participated in white supremacy.
Exactly.
They participated in white supremacy. So let's
All
throw
right.
that out there. Black women
So
are reparations.
hold on, brothers. We finna go into our final statements. So we're gonna give everybody a 2 minute final statement. All right, and then I'm gonna deliver the the ultimate final statement after that. So we're gonna go to biblical proportions. Are you with us, brothers? Are you ready for
Yes.
your closing statement?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It was a great debate. We shared a lot of great ideas, but so far, nobody has ever convinced me as to why anybody should marry these broads under these conditions. And to be honest with all of you, I'm anti-marriage, especially in the West. And to top it all off, please, gentlemen, NDA for everybody, including your wife. Thank you.
Man, that's an awesome statement. All right, we're gonna go to AL. AL, do you have a final statement?
Yes, I do.
Closing statement.
For
All
60
right.
years they've given us hell. For 60 years they've given us hell. I say we give them 60 years of hell too. We divorce them, quit talking to them, quit engaging with them, let them feel our wrath in a quiet way. For 60 years, they spoke out loud to anyone who could hear. They put it on TV shows, they put it on radio, they put it in the media. in the news. And all they said was, we ain't shit, and we ain't gonna be shit. So if that's the case, let us not be shit without them for the next 60 years and see how they cope. No communication, no dealing with it. I'm talking about the female creed race as we speak. Because why? And I'm talking about the black females in particular. They have done us no good. They've meant us no well at all. Nothing but harm and this indignity. All they all they ever do is wreak harm upon us. I wish them and hope that everybody stands up with me and say, when they say how I feel, they start everything what I feel in the conversation immediately. Do an about face. Do not talk to them. Do not engage with them because they're being disingenuous the moment they equate feel into any topic. Because feel has nothing to do with anything in logical, rational, thought provoking ideas and fundamental thinking in the world. Everybody knows it who is functioning that way. All of mankind functions that way. Why can't they function like that? Therefore, we leave them in the dust, in the wind for 60 years and see how they like it. I digress.
All right. Powerful statement. Creator, the man of many talents and much wisdom. What you got?
So I like to look at things, man, and everybody, ain't nobody up here wrong about nothing, because it's like we need all these points of view, especially that strong point of view where you know, you need to stand on. But life be life, and you know, real life is complicated, as they say. So I love my women, I love my black women, I do, and I know that they've been through a learning stage, you know, and I call them my babies. I love my babies, all of them, the big ones, the ratchet ones, the non-ratchet ones, the little bougie ones, the sedity ones. Yeah, I love them. I do. I ain't gonna front. I love everything about our women, but they gotta know that you got competition now. You know what I'm saying? You know, them boats go pretty much anywhere I wanted to go nowadays. And by the time I come back home, boy, it was a story to tell. So the realistic thing about life is no one has to play into your delusion. So if you're really real about who you are and who we are, right, as the black men in your community, set here to protect you and create this space for you to build and grow. And when we give you that space, it shouldn't be competition. To my men, I say you build that space for you to share with whoever you want to share that space with. And if you single and you ain't married, God, and you ain't got no F's on your report card, you are a valuable asset in this world. But if you single and you unmarried, you ain't got no kids, man, you better use that blessing. Get out here and explore. I think you talking about Suriname so much. I got to see what the fuck it do. I just got to see what it do.
There you know. All right. Bronk, what you got for us, bro?
I'm gonna say this in my closing statement. The true cost of divorce, especially when pertaining to the black community, it has been studied. A lot of what we discussed on this show today was empirical evidence referring to those studies. So the true cost of divorce is measurable. It has a price tag. It is costing us as a black community some serious, serious money. A few things that were pointed out is that single mothers make up about 85% of reduced lunch, 77% of child tax credit, 50% of earned income tax credit, 40% of them are on Medicaid, 38% of them are on food stamps, 17% are on public housing, and 14% are on WIC. All of that is costing the American taxpayer, which again is you, black man. But it's also costing the nation that we live in. So what it's costing us truly is compounding on a daily basis. There are perpetual costs associated with how black men are being treated by black women. And it's destroying us as we know it. The answer is to not try to continue to help the people who are willingly waking up every day and trying to destroy us. The answer at this point, for our own self preservation, is to simply turn our backs and walk away. And I'll land there with my closing statement.
All right. All right. I'm going to say it's been a great show. We've uncovered the true cancer in our society. We've shown empirical evidence of the true cancer of our society. You can take this episode and take the numbers, take the stats and look them up and see in real time what it's costing everybody. So I'm going to say this. Black women, I'm here as a member of the Productive Black Men Delegation to deliver to you our verdict. Black men have given you everything. Through slavery, we have shown resilience. Through Jim Crow, we have shown you resilience. Through civil rights, we have shown you resilience. And even in today's tough economic times, we still continue to show you resilience. As a reward, you have given us your disobedience, your shamelessness, your debauchery, ratchetness. You have been traitors to our community through abortions. You have destroyed 60 million of what should have been in our community. You have been shameless and rebellious. You have sided completely with white supremacy. We see you clearly for who you have become. We see your agenda clearly. You have intentionally bastardized our children. You have intentionally destroyed our community, and we see you clearly. We hereby reject you wholly and completely. We reject the hair weaves. We reject the nails. We reject the lashes. We reject the OnlyFans. We reject the whorish behavior. We reject the BBLs. We reject the celebration of the destruction of our community. Once you were worthy of lifting Thor's hammer and handing it to us as we went out to battle for you, but now you are no longer worthy. This is the final trumpet. This is the seventh bowl of wrath of black men. Our young men are replacing you. Our mature men are replacing you. You have practiced rejection. You have played hard to get for so long, you are now just simply hard to want. You have become the least desired woman on the planet. You have been weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found wanting. This is the beginning of the Great Black Reset. Having said that, it's been a great show. We appreciate all that have been here with us. We appreciate all the super chats. We will be here Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. Chicago time to 12. Not your time, but Chicago time. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm GBR. I'm right, and I'm out.
Before we close out, let me read this last super chat, okay? We got Elder Blood. He says, if the black man mind stays effed up, all that's left is luck. Okay? All right.
And luck ain't no strategy for nothing.